We're live, but I didn't actually have the microphone on. So now we're live.
Oh, so now we're live.
We're live. Episode 110, the anniversary of episode 10.
Oh yes, 110. 100 years of Crippled System excellence.
Yes.
Whoa, something is happening.
I think things are loud.
Who's loud, me?
I think we're all loud. I'm going to have to adjust some things.
All right. Welcome to Crippled System 110, where we have technical difficulty.
Unlike episode 10, that was perfect.
Right.
I can't tell if we're loud or it's loud.
No, it's loud.
It's coming from the future, so we are going to be loud. Wow. I know. Isn't that how it's working?
Should be a lot better now.
I love how we just were silent for 5 seconds.
as we're listening to the mic on there. We should be
live failcasts are better than not live failcasts because everyone gets to deal with it.
Yeah, it's very exciting stuff. It is. We're recording from the world of Easter.
From the world of Easter, which I did have to explain to Nathan, is indeed on a Sunday.
Yes. Nathan will be here shortly, as you realize today was Sunday. So he's what? He said 10 minutes ago. He said, I'll be here in 10 minutes, 5 minutes ago, so we should see him in 15 minutes.
Yes. It's a longer drive than I think he was giving it credit
for. Yeah.
He might drive slightly like a maniac.
It's in no way 10 minutes anyway, and Nathan is always late on any given time frame, so him saying 10 minutes is ridiculous. We'll still be recording when he shows up.
That's true.
Oh, there might be drama when Nathan shows up. Is that what you just said?
No. I just said it's just when he shows up, it'll be a mystery.
Oh, yeah.
Nathan brings drama with him, though. He's very dramatic.
Yeah.
All right, so we should go around the table.
In the acting sense.
Yeah, my name is Andy.
My name is Jim, and I do know that it's Easter and Sunday.
And my name is Brian.
Yay!
Announcements.
Do we have any?
We do. We have lots of announcements.
Nathan has them.
Nathan, all right. Nathan?
Wait for him.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. What month is it? It's April, because Easter's in April this year. So April 19th, I think, which is a Saturday. It's probably the 19th. Yeah, I'm gonna say April 19th, a Saturday. There is a 50-point Masters event in Madison. It's a pretty good sign-up. I think we're close to 20-ish, over 20 already.
18.
It's 18. It's Sunday's the 18th?
Saturday the 18th.
Saturday is an 18th.
Okay, so
are you having it on a Sunday?
Nope, it is not. I wonder. No, it's an 18th.
Why are we having a tournament on a Sunday?
We are not. So Saturday the 18th, 50-point event at Pegasus Games. We're giving away the pins, the pins for the first, second, third place.
The pins.
Yeah, instead of coins, I got the pin set.
Oh, the new steamroller pack pins.
Steamroller pins.
Yep.
We have not given away the pins at Madison yet, so I want to have at
least they were giving away
coins.
Yeah, they're new. They're like they're pins.
They're neat.
Well, mostly pins are kind of like these cheesy things. They're nice.
But no, they're doing
they're kind of like the larger ones.
They're not that big, but they're pretty slick.
Oh, like medals almost.
Yeah.
They're pretty slick.
But they got a pin on the back of them, and then you can put them on your bag and stuff instead of just throwing them in a jar.
Privateer's been about pins this last year with all their miniature pins and stuff.
They have been going nuts with pins.
Yeah.
They do have an awesome looking Bart.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the chibi Bart. Oh, he's awesome.
Next weekend, there's
I have. I don't know. It's not a mini.
No.
Chicago is having their tournament series in Chicago. They're going to have like 3 or 4 tournaments throughout the year. I think it's 4 tournament series, and then they're going to have like a finals later in the year. And it's like if you win the events, you get a first round bye in this big event. So it's kind of like you get a free round if you win these events, get a free placement in their big event end of the year.
Boy, I hope they don't do any strength of schedule.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, it's all about you want to win that event anyway, so it's not about like getting second or third. But
it's always about getting second or third.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But that's next. And then in May, I posted the first 2 6-packs. May something. I was. It's June 20th is the second one. Well, somebody give me a calendar. I was confident about dates, and you guys were all like, "Well, what day's wrong?" Maybe I was thinking about
May 19th.
Yeah, that might be what. No, that doesn't seem right either.
No, that's definitely not
that's
right.
definitely not right.
I mean, are we having tournaments on Tuesdays?
Yeah, I thought it was at May 16th. Yeah, May 16th. That's how I thought it was. May 16th is the first 6-pack.
Really? May 16th.
Yeah, May 16th.
I can't make that one.
You decided to go see a concert like an idiot.
Like a 3-day concert.
Yeah, well, that's your mistake.
Yeah.
Is it Summerfest?
No, it's not Summerfest. It's Rock on the Range. It's
Okay,
It's
that
gonna
makes more sense because Summerfest in May wouldn't make any sense.
Weird
at all.
Al
No.
is going to be at Summerfest, but I've never gone to Summerfest, and I don't think I ever will.
I've
Summerfest
been
not
there. I
bad.
think either that or the State Fair. They're the same thing.
Summerfest is bigger.
Summerfest is right
Then
next to
I
the
think I
State
went
Fair.
to Summerfest. When we were kids, we'd go there and
Yeah.
buy cigars and smoke them. Well,
Yeah.
we were like 14, and they'd sell them to us anyway.
I probably
was a
Summerfest.
good time.
There's too many people, but so
There is a mega ton load of people.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm excited for the 6-pack because I'm giving away too many prizes. I think I've posted all over the place all the prize packs. I have framed prints from one of the Florian. I can't think of his last.
Do you have the artist
Are
formerly
those the
known
ones
as
that
Prince?
are hung in your basement?
Those are
Or
the
you gotta.
I have those are the ones that were in the frames in the basement. They're not hung. The ones that are hung are just from random privateer stuff.
Oh,
But I have all the framed ones downstairs. The Sorsha one. I put them on. I posted them on Facebook and a bunch of the threads. I'm giving away prints. I'm giving away. Privateer has these pins where they have a holiday sale or certain events. They give these special pins that are like you only get them during this one way. I have like 6 of those pins I'm giving away.
You have Santa Butcher too, don't
I
you?
have Santa Butcher
Yep.
is one of them.
Isn't it Butcher Claus?
You Butcher
Claus. That would probably be a better one.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was given away for as you had to get one of the
Holiday
big
bundle.
special holiday deal for those.
And then on top of that, if you play in like 4 of the 6-packs, you get a free T-shirt. Mm-hmm. And then there'll be then every event has the coins. I got the coin kits I could do so that like every faction gets a coin if you win if you're best of faction.
Yep.
And
The
then,
6-packs T-shirts. I'm just going to throw out there are key wardrobe element.
They're important. And I'm having an artist draw up a design. I'm paying the same guy who bought a bunch of the arts for. I'm having him design the artwork for the 6-pack. So I'm very excited to see that.
Yep.
And then at the end of the 6-pack, there'll be a bunch of other prizes for best of overall factions and overall winner. And then we count the score. If you play in at least 5 of the events, your scores from your 5 events carry over. If you play in 6, we use your best 5. We change that up so someone can miss one of the 6 events and not get screwed out of a possible.
Like if they decide to go to a concert or something.
Or Daikon or something like that. Because
Yeah.
Daikon falls on the same day as one of them.
Yeah, these say
okay.
yeah. I mean, typically only 3 or 4 of us from Aston would go to Daikon, so it wouldn't be too much of an overlap. Plus, it was the only weekend in June I could do the event.
Yeah.
And we don't get that many from St. Louis coming to our events, although Alex Schaefer said he might get a car of people to come up to the 6-pack events.
Wow.
That would be a long drive. That's dedication.
It's 6 hours. Well, he likes hanging out with us.
That's
And it's 6
dedication.
hours.
That's cool.
I miss Alex.
Yeah.
Alex, he's the one with the crazy hair.
Yeah. That is
He's cool. He's
Not
a really
so much
cool guy.
crazy anymore, but yeah,
But
he used to have crazy
be.
hair.
He's a
Yep.
Legion player. He's an
Yeah.
awesome guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alex Crazy Hair Schaefer.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll throw that out there that he's an awesome guy and
Yeah.
fun as hell to play against. A pretty good player.
He's big into trolls right now.
Oh,
Well, trolls are doing
I lost all respect for you, Alex. I take everything I said back.
Well, that
Never
didn't take
mind all
long.
that.
He
Never
did
mind
some.
all
He
that.
was doing some circle, and he was
Yeah.
but yeah, he's currently loving the trolls.
I don't understand bouncing around
He was-
factions at all.
He was
Can't
actually,
understand anyone that would do that ever.
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me all the time?
Well, and Jim has been. He plays playing
No,
factions,
no.
and he's looking at. I think he's looking at going all in a ret.
I have
That's
not
his new
sold
thing.
4 factions.
Yeah, you've not.
I have not.
Nope.
What? You don't have 4
So
factions.
do we have?
I don't anymore
do we-
because I sold them.
Do we have Easter listeners? Are people actually?
Yeah, we got some folks online.
Cool.
They're just talking about a couple of them watched new Katie's Kitchen that just got posted up. Legionnaires. I need to actually adjust
Katie's Kitchen?
the size of this because I can't read it from where I'm at.
I don't understand. Katie's doing a spin-off cooking show now?
She does a cooking show.
Oh, cool. Really?
Yeah.
I don't. Hey, she's enjoying it. I may
That's
not understand it, but it's something she likes to do.
That's cool.
It's healthy adjacent.
Healthy adjacent.
Yeah. Or something. Well, she's
Wow.
Oh, so
I'm going to say that she definitely can't do a cleaning show.
Well, it just shows you how to pay someone to clean. It's like, here, call this cleaning service,
Right.
give them some money.
Yep.
It works well. So Nathan 10 minutes has been up a while ago, so
Yeah.
surprisingly he's still not here.
I love Nathan and his time frames.
Yeah.
It's like he can travel to the north of town. It only takes 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Everywhere in Madison to anywhere else in Madison is provably 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's just rate of travel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rate of travel. I mean, if you have a TARDIS, I guess you could make it in other places, but no.
I flew over Madison and it took under 30 seconds. I mean,
No, actually, honestly, even flying out of Madison, it still takes longer than 30 seconds to actually make it out of Madison.
no,
if you're
it
flying
doesn't.
over it, it won't take that long. But
You sit in the goddamn airplane forever just waiting for it to launch.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay. But when it rolls off the tarmac and is in the air, from the time it's in the air till the time it's at the edge of Madison, it is
Yeah.
like 40 seconds.
Yeah, once you get up, but you spend the 3 hours.
It's ridiculous. And then, like, I flew to New York, and it's like 40 seconds you're past Madison.
Yeah.
And then you start hitting the city of New York, and you fly over that thing for like an hour. It's like it kind of gives you a sense of scale. Like, yep. And people are like, yeah, like I work with a lot of like rural folk.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, the big city there in Madison. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It always amuses me when I talk to people. Like, yeah, when I go back home or something, like, Madison's a big town. I'm like, it's medium-ish.
Yeah.
It's larger, but it still retains really a small town feel to me.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I mean, it has shit that's open after 9 o'clock,
Yeah, and
which is nice.
The people are much different in Madison than they are in the little towns, I think.
Yeah.
But I mean, it still feels nice.
It's big enough that it's more smaller towns are more Republican. It's still big enough to be more Democratic feel.
It's more liberal for sure than any of the small towns by like a country mile.
Yeah.
And actually the crime is getting worse here. So move to Madison, guys. It's getting great here.
Hey, we got a basketball team fighting for the championship.
Hell yeah, Monday tomorrow. Yep, and they did great in their game against Kentucky, and they had really questionable reffing on both sides, and it was awful to watch.
I only heard, basically I was driving back from the tournament in Cedar Rapids, and I only heard like the last 10 seconds of the game.
The one of the Badgers got a shot off like a second after the shot clock expired, and they gave it to him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're like, count it, and then it was bad. There was a lot of bad.
Oh, well, I know that the Kentucky also didn't shake their hands as they walked off, and someone muttered under their breath during the post interview
a racial slur against his own race, targeting a white guy.
Yeah,
that is weird.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a little odd.
Yeah.
So we can talk about one thing I can bring up briefly before Nathan gets here because he's not involved. We got a copy of Ethereum.
Yes.
At Warm. Did people give it to you at Adepticon?
That was at Adepticon. Yep.
Do we know their name? Do we know the people who are behind that game? I mean, I know
it's Vince. It's Anvil 8 Games.
Yeah, I know it's okay. I wasn't sure if we knew them beyond that because I know they're based out of Chicago.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe did someone play War Machine? Do you know? Or are they in
a couple? I think a couple of them have before. Yeah.
So I read the rules over the weekend for that book, and you're going to be assembling the miniatures.
They'll be assembled next couple of days.
Yeah, so hopefully in the next weekish, we're going to actually play a game or two, and then we'll be able to do a full solid review, maybe even a video thing on that game in the next week or two.
Yep, probably next weekend. I don't think we're doing anything next weekend. I think.
Well, I have awful things happening all weekend.
Yeah.
Saturday is game day at
God damn it! Yes.
Maybe anyway, some night in the near future, we're going to be doing an Ethereum playthrough. The game's pretty slick. I will say this about the game: the rulebook is great. It's pretty darn good.
No, that's
is it in a good order?
Yeah, it's actually
that's a really good sign.
So many games. Like one thing we always complain about is board games. This is like a board game / miniature game. It's more of a miniature game, but it's presented in kind of a board game style. Have bad rules. These guys have a good introduction. They got some like story time, and they go very set to the rules, and then they have.
The best thing in rules is examples. Do they have examples of play?
They have some. They could. The game could use, and people have made a comment that they could have included like some cheat sheets in the box, and they didn't. But people make fans make cheat sheets for all games, right? Even if it's included or not. But it's pretty good. There's only one thing I couldn't find the first run through, and I went to the spot where I said, okay, it's not here. I bet it's in this other section. It was in the other section, so it immediately was a secondary spot. So
that's good.
And so that's my first thing. And also the materials, like all the card stock and the boards and everything inside of it was pretty nice.
Even the box is hefty, right?
Yeah, the box is hefty.
The box is amazing. Yeah. It looks like it'll survive many.
Yeah, the playmat's made well. Because you play a bunch of tiles that are going to be moved around. They're all really thick. It's a well-made production. So we'll have more details later. But that's kind of a little preview of that people. Because I do know a lot of people I've talked to were intrigued by it. They were doing demos. I guess if you did demos at Adepticon, you got like special minis. So I'm a little sad I didn't do any demos because there were some Kickstarter exclusives. Happy Easter, Nathan!
I forget what day of the week is Easter. Every year.
We were just assuming that you were just like going to be late or something.
Andy's like, he's going to be late. And I'm like, has anyone called him? And Andy's like, I'm going to text him. And I was like, he doesn't change his or check his text for hours at a time, right?
Fair enough. Yeah.
So that's why I called you.
Yeah, I was having a busy Easter. I lost track of time.
Yeah. That happens.
And day of the
My
week.
Easter involved trying to go to Culver's and being closed and going, damn you, Easter.
After we went to see Furious 7, and we went to Hy-Vee because I knew that would be the place that was open.
You went to Furious 7?
Yeah.
I
Eight,
saw-
whatever,
I saw-
9, whatever
We-
it was
We honestly
This was
just
Andy's
I
brainchild,
honestly just
so-
assumed people married they're going to be doing something Easter.
I was. I would
so
not
I'm
have
not
gone.
going to
Well, you could
invite.
have put Easter eggs in the theater.
I could have.
I mean, you got to think outside the box every once in a while.
Hey, it's a
I made sauerbraten.
Furious 7 is a family-oriented
Is that like
movie.
Schrader
It's
Bra?
all about family.
Yeah, it's like Schrader Bra.
Yeah.
Are you done with that yet?
Yep, finished it today.
It's a good show.
Yeah, it was good. It was okay. It wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't my favorite show of all time.
And
Because
podcast
that's-
is over.
So we talk about Adepticon, I assume.
That was last week.
What?
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
talking
what were
about
you
a-
talking about? You were talking about I heard the word Adepticon as I was coming up the stairs.
We were
that
given the game a
board game, yeah.
Ethereum.
Yeah.
And if you did demos at the cons, they gave you special miniatures that didn't come with the game. There's like 3 or 4 miniatures you can't get any other way, so I need to track those miniatures down.
I got one of them.
Yeah, I heard they're pretty neat. Well, because when you play the game, well, I don't know, you basically pick a leader, you pick your squads, and the game comes like when you play the box set, you don't have there's no variety. Like there's going to be expansions which are going to really flesh the game out, but the core box is just you play the exact thing. So those extra things are kind of nice because it actually would give you some options.
We haven't gotten to play our copy yet, or at least I haven't.
I read the rules. He's going to be.
Yep.
What I heard somebody describe it as was an amazing board game disguised as a mediocre miniatures game. So I just need to be in the mindset that we're playing a board game, and
Yeah,
that's
it's kind
good.
of
It looks like a 2-player board game.
Yeah.
Which is
Well, it's
tough
like,
for us.
if you considered Blood Bowl to be a miniatures game, it's a terrible game. You know what I mean? But if it's a board game, it's just bad.
We're bracing yourself for an
I know
argument.
you-
You saw it. Go
I
ahead.
saw it in your eyes, so
Now Andy's cutting. He's going to go ahead and cut the podcast. Because
Yeah.
not only
Somebody's
did-
insulting my
yeah.
Blood Bowl.
yeah.
Yeah,
You and I still need to play our game from 3 months ago.
Is that's still waiting?
I don't know. That just petered out, as with any internet league of Blood Bowl.
Yeah, as with any tabletop. Actually,
Yeah.
the one that's happened in Madison, that one's actually going strong right now.
I've never made it through a League of Blood Bowl.
Yeah, there's some other guys that are running a league in Madison that are actually going really strong with it. I will get us into it so we can spoil it too.
We heard that this was a successful Blood Bowl league, and we can't have that.
Yeah, we can't have that. We gotta stop this.
Stop the madness. I'm going to turtle up on you even when I'm behind every game.
Yay! But to quickly explain, the reason why I gave the rule book to Brian is because I am horrible at comprehending rule books. I need that visual comprehension. I can't read it and go, this is how this goes.
And this game is so new. There's not even like a lot of online videos, so it's all.
Right.
And I was saying the rulebook is really well done.
Good.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll go more into later.
The one thing it's too big of a cost for a new company, but if they have an example game in the back, at least 2 turns of an example game, turn by turn, move by move,
But
it actually helps a lot. But that's expensive to have all them extra.
But they did a
pages.
good job of the move section. Here's some examples. Here's some combat. Here the die. You roll the dice. So they did a good job in all the examples and all the sections.
So we're not looking at like dystopian wars type rule book where
no.
Who was the best one for those rule books? What was that
the best you were
game
been?
called?
I mean, best
best isn't worst.
All right.
It's the one where your guys had like red and yellow damage markers. Man, what was that game called? It was a minis game. It was like French minis game. No,
Eldorado.
no,
That's a French
no,
game.
you're talking about confrontation.
yes, that's
No,
it.
Yeah, they-
confrontation didn't have red, yellow things. No, they had symbols of damage, and each symbol looked nothing like the one before, and you just have to remember what they were for damage.
And the rule book was like ultra mega confusing.
Well, because it was written in French originally,
okay, yeah.
and then
Probably.
translated
And they just
over.
babble-fished it over.
Yeah, the game had beautiful minis too.
Yes, it did. It did.
Whoa.
We could have
I
a
watched
pop-
some people
yeah.
play it, and I was like, oh no.
I've demoed it many times, and every time I was like, why am I doing this? I always demoed it because I was getting someone a miniature. So I would sit through the demo, and I'd be like, isn't this great? I'm like, just keep going. I need this miniature. I need to get out of it.
They are beautiful minis.
Yeah, they make good minis. And
Yeah.
my friends
If
were
you're
happy.
if you're gonna play something like Mordheim or whatever,
Yeah.
they are beautiful minis for one-off type minis, D&D stuff.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The
And you
Ethereum,
can get them really cheap.
that's true too. It's always good on a dead game. The Ethereum minis are actually really sweet too. When I was looking at them, they looked pretty easy to clean. I was going to kind of do like record myself just assembling and cleaning them, and then throw that up onto Twitch to see what people think.
Because even though it's a board game, there's definitely miniature assembly, and you got to clean the flash off. There's a little bit of flash on them and a little bit of stuff, so it takes some time to get them going.
They'll come with resin.
It's nice that they're doing even metal minis though. I mean,
No, it's all resin.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Okay.
All resin, but it's like a really high quality. It
Yeah,
looks
so it's not
really
these
nice.
cheap plasticky
no.
Chinese things.
No.
That's good.
It's not like the Convergence. Wait. Say that
So Nathan, you have a topic for us today that just came in.
Or announcements.
A 6-pack.
We went over that already.
went over that.
It's Easter.
Went over that.
Yep.
Okay.
It's Sunday.
And also Sunday.
Which is a coincidence.
Jim has finished Breaking Bad.
When you guys called me, I had just finished making an egg. It was good. I colored the bottom green, and then I put tape over it in the shape of a bunny, and then I dyed the rest of it blue, so it'd be the blue sky. And when I peeled the tape off, it was a white bunny because it was the eggshell still.
You're always so weird in holiday crap.
What?
You're always doing holiday
That you
crap.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do it. It's even to enjoy it too. That's the part that makes me sick.
I smile and pretend for the children's sake.
There's no children in your house.
No children involved.
There were
Wait,
three
and we
kids
know of
there.
it.
Oh, I didn't realize you had kids.
I mean, they're like 20s.
I thought
but-
I was pretty sure there was like no.
That's the point
hooker
where you
you
know
keep-
that you're fooling yourself into thinking they're kids so that you can do the stupid stuff you want to do on Easter.
Listen, as long as I call them kids, I could buy all the fucking Reese's peanut butter eggs I want because they're for the kids' Easter
You know,
baskets.
I love those Cadbury eggs. That's the good thing.
The hooker in the
So-
basement doesn't count
That's
as a
for
kid.
me. That's my
Well,
Easter
is she
treat.
over 18?
Well, you know Nathan.
Well, now she is.
Her kid's sick. That's a completely unrelated.
Yeah.
You know, the Cadbury eggs don't use Cadbury chocolate anymore.
Oh, yeah.
No, they use
What is Cadbury
Hershey.
chocolate?
It's an English chocolate. It uses different different
That's
ingredients
okay.
than because Hershey chocolate is very different than like European chocolates.
Okay.
And Hershey's now distributes Cadbury eggs. And for
So
the
they
last
use
couple
their
of years,
chocolate.
they just imported them and distributed them. But as of this year, they actually make them with Hershey's chocolate, which tastes different.
I don't know if I'd like them. I like the stuff in the middle.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think the chocolate really matters that much.
Right.
Hershey's
You
chocolate
and my wife
delicious.
agree. Raylene literally just she eats them like a normal egg. She cracks open the shell and eats the filling, and then just tosses the shell on the counter because she doesn't need
I
it.
was always afraid of I'm very afraid of things easily. So I never.
They're like
It's like frosting. It's just like a
it's
liquid sugar.
Yeah, it's like a liquid goop inside of a chocolate egg, and the liquid goop is pure delicious sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's like
caramel or
it's like-
something. It's great.
diabetes in an egg.
Yeah, and you've never had anything better in your life.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
I'm really surprised as being
Yeah.
a connoisseur of sugar that you have not had one of these.
they're actually almost literally
I'm always
mind-blowing.
concerned about white creamy things that I see. I'm not sure what it's been before.
You just gotta get in there and suck it right out of
Yeah,
there.
just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Don't think too much.
All right.
Just close your eyes.
It gets in your beard.
Yeah.
Oh,
Zappity.
And we're done.
yeah.
Thanks for showing up.
24 minutes. We're done.
What other announcement? You used a 6-pack, the Cedar Rapids thing.
That happened yesterday.
Oh, that was yesterday.
Yep.
How'd that go?
That went well. I went 2 and 2. Am I supposed to give a battle report?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out topics. You guys.
Well, no, Andy, Jim, and Jordan.
I had nothing to do with it.
You were
No.
both gaming with me.
Jordan, Jeremy,
yeah.
and Andy.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
being terrible
that's
at
fine.
making wine.
You played viticulture. You did not make wine well. You
Oh.
were very bad at winemaking.
Yeah, I saw pictures of you guys playing. I wasn't
I was really
invited.
bad.
Thanks.
You were working.
Yeah, I was. It was my weekend to work.
You're trying to make this all about you. You're like, you didn't invite me, but I knew you wouldn't come.
I knew
Friday, you didn't invite me to play Shadows of Brimstone, even though Jason couldn't make it.
Jason showed up.
Thanks for telling us, Nathan, because we could have scheduled something, but then we couldn't.
How'd you know about this?
Someone
Jason? That was funny.
He
buddy.
came in office. He came in my work to
Yeah.
buy something, and he's like, "By the way, if you're not doing anything tonight, I'm gonna bail on them for Shadows
He
of
showed up
Brimstone."
and bailed. I'm
He
like,
showed
that's
up to
so right.
deliver Culver's and then left. Right?
Yep.
If you
Yeah.
would have
That
called
is
ahead of
true.
time, I could. We found someone else. We still played and we found someone, but we could have had someone there like at the time and played. It was a
Yeah.
little.
Yeah.
It was a little odd of a cancellation.
Yeah.
Because we started even later, too. We started like half hour later than we normally
Yeah.
do.
For
And he knew he was going to cancel because it was like noon. He came into my work to buy a bookshelf, and he's like, "By the way,
Jason,
if you're not
silly.
doing anything tonight,
Yeah.
they might need a substitute for Shadows of Brimstone."
Yeah, in the future, it's okay to cancel because you can play a one-off game. You just have to let people know so
Yeah.
that we can have a one-off game.
Yeah, we need to know
No big
more
deal.
than yeah.
We got her done, though. We got her
Yeah.
done. And it died horribly.
Yeah, we did.
So we needed you there, Jason, buddy.
So
My character is illegal, though, so I have to edit my character, and that makes me sad.
Is it
What?
a prostitute?
Yeah, my show. Well, she's not illegal. I just built her around something I did that was illegal, which is the whole mission. I had her shooting things with her gun.
Yeah,
And
it's
her
a-
gun you literally cannot use normally. You can
It doesn't
only
have a
use it
hand
special
symbol
quick
on it.
draw.
Yep.
I thought you could quick draw and then you could keep shooting with it. And so then I
Bought
bought.
that and we played it for a
I
long
put
time,
like
but-
a dark stone handle on it, and I
Yeah.
bought like a whole. Like I upgraded
Yeah.
the fuck out of that
I put a
gun.
+1 move rune into it, and
Yeah.
I'm really sad because it has an anvil on it, and I have 1 strength, so I just want to throw it on the ground. But then the second I throw it on the ground, I lose a +1 move and a free attack.
Yeah.
But she's blind in one eye, so she can't even crit with the thing, which is so that's always good.
That
So,
whore is
yeah.
getting beat up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I have to-
our mission, we basically reinvented the cast of Tombstone.
Yeah.
So
that's
we
neat.
had the U.S. Marshal, we had the lawman, we had the pistolier, and then the stable, or not stable, but
rancher.
the rancher. And we died horribly.
Yeah,
we
horribly.
did. For one thing, we never knew that we were doing the outer demons or the outer creatures correctly. You're supposed to be drawing from a different deck.
Well, whenever you
And they're terrifying.
Whenever you fight a monster, you draw from a threat deck.
Yeah.
And then based on the number of players, it's two, different color
Yeah.
threats. But when you go in the outer planes, what I realized is there's a special threat deck, a very small threat deck for that outer realm, and it only has the creatures that are native to it.
Yeah.
And then, but if it's like a spider, instead of just being spider, it's like spiders with these extra abilities.
Like
it's
ancient
oh,
spiders.
We ran into these spiders and then rolled in the ambush that spawned more of those spiders on us, and they all went before us and killed Andy instantly.
Yeah, I was dead.
And then we had 2 sheriff badges, so we used them both because that's how terrifying these spiders work. So we had the lawman badge and the sheriff badge. So
Yeah.
it was 4 extra shots. And so I had 5 shots and I killed 1 spider. And then they all ate us all.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we still killed the spider.
Well, you need that guy
fight.
that's berserk with a rifle that Jeremy was
Well,
playing.
I had him, but
Played.
it was still...
That guy's insane.
Yeah. Can be insane.
Yeah, as soon as you don't kill something, you're like, oops, berserk sucks.
Yeah.
Tough check, done.
Yeah.
I'm taking that game. I'm actually taking the game out of the house for the first time. There's a tabletop game next Saturday at a lot of game stores. And I'm taking it down to Pegasus Games to demo all day.
This coming Saturday?
Yes, it's coming
Yep.
Saturday.
On April 11th.
You have to have people come in and demo games.
I'll be demoing some privateer stuff too.
Sure.
Zombies keep out. I'm gonna make sure I'm playing it right next to Brian's game.
Make sure to demo Bodgermania. That's the best.
Yes. Vajramania is the best.
Privateer is great at board games and anything technology related. That's my assessment of Privateer.
Yeah, yeah. Wait a second.
Dumb. I get it. It's a joke.
Oh, no.
But yeah, instead of playing Shadows of Brimstone, I just watched the rest of season 1 of Fringe.
There you go.
It was good.
Really,
I
you made it
wasn't-
through
I
season
wasn't-
1. I heard season 1.
Oh, I
was
have like
the-
two.
the
I have like
hard
2
one.
episodes left, but I'm almost done with season 1. No, season
Season
4 is the
1 is-
terrible season.
Season 1 was hard to watch.
I'm sure it's mediocre and okay. I mean,
Okay.
it's what it is.
It builds up. Well, one
It's
thing-
mediocre X Files. There's 2 things I like about it.
There was talk about
You'll be
X-Files
right.
coming back.
It
But
is.
the 2 things I'm liking about it and it's going to be terrible.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way X Files coming back is going to be good. But the 2 things I like about Fringe, number 1, Walter's amazing.
Yes.
Mr. Papaya, he does a demonstration of somebody exploding using Mr. Papaya, and he says this is especially disturbing because the papaya is the friendliest of all fruit. That's just a hilarious line. And number 2, I love every time something crazy happens, the main character tells her boss, she's like, by the way, there's a demon that vomits fire, and I can see it in my dreams, and then aliens do this, and the boss is like, I believe you. And then they go forward. There's none of that bullshit. With they all believe everything everyone says because they've all seen some serious shit.
It is nice. And about halfway through season 1, they introduce they spend the first half going slow, but then they introduce all the main players, and halfway through the first season, they go, okay, here's the story arc. Now here's where it's going, and it gets interesting. Then it builds and it builds, and it eventually gets awful. But that's season 4.
Yeah.
Eventually,
That's season 4.
Season 4.
That's Annie was telling me I stopped Dexter at the right time because
Yeah.
I never saw
Oh,
the exciting
God.
conclusion of Dexter.
Conclusion, nothing. They're bringing it back.
Oh, it's coming back
I
already?
heard. Yeah, they're going to make more Dexter.
I have not heard that.
I have not heard that either, but
I think they should bring back Breaking Bad.
they have.
They
It's called
kind of
Better
have
Call Saul.
Better Call Saul.
Oh, they should bring back Breaking Bad.
Yeah, they could do that.
With, Walt and Jesse and Hank and the whole crew.
To
could
be
there.
perfectly honest, and we're like 2 years after spoilers on this thing too. About 2 years?
We're
and a half?
past the statute of limitation on spoilers.
Yeah. So anyway, skip ahead a
Look
couple
who's
minutes.
talking, Mr. Sixth Sense.
That was the hilarious.
That's honestly all on me. That's completely on me.
That's
and to have that ruined by me by 51st Dates, that's another another thing too.
The fact we were all watching 51st Dates together is the weird thing. I think that's the weirdest part of that whole story. Is we're all just chilling out watching 51st Dates.
I think we've gone to see weirder movies together.
We have.
Wait, you went to it? This wasn't like on the TV?
Yeah.
This is before Adam Sandler's movies were just like absolute shite.
Okay.
This is before
Wow.
that. It was like, no, this was before.
And I had Drew Barrymore, and their chemistry
it was
before was good, so we thought maybe.
Actually, 51st Dates isn't a bad...
Yeah,
It's just a strange movie for four guys to go see together.
That is true.
Yeah.
I saw She's All That Was People, some friends. That was a
Me and Brian went to see something awful.
You made me
Fever
watch.
Pitch?
Yeah, no,
Fever
Summer
Pitch?
Catch.
It's
I think
Fever Pitch.
Fever Pitch or Summer Catch, the one with the fucking what's his name?
Chucklehead, yeah, the Chucklehead.
Jackass guy. What? Him from late night show.
Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon.
Oh,
he's the worst.
Remember about the Boston Red Sox? And it was like a
Christ! That was the worst movie ever.
It was a remake of a British film.
Jimmy Fallon's great.
Why is there a British film about the Boston Red Sox?
No, I think it even has the same title. I think it's also called Fever Pitch, but because pitch refers to a different sporting thing in England.
Oh, it's also a sexual act.
A sex act?
Yeah, it's the football field. The soccer field is called a pitch.
Oh
It's
my
a
God,
that's
really?
they don't call it a field. It's the pitch.
Oh, I suppose that makes sense because they always call everything in Blood Bowl the pitch.
Yeah, that's the name for the field is the pitch. And so I think it even just had the same title that just had a different sporting reference in it.
That's probably a better movie because it didn't have fucking Jimmy Fallon in it.
Jimmy Fallon's the goddamn worst. I really
everything that he's done musically, everything he's done on his show with,
some of the
with other
sketches
people
can be cool,
are good.
but he's terrible.
He's horrible.
One of the
He's
greatest
fine.
things I've seen recently was a couple months ago watching the Schadenfreude of him finding out, like Nicole Kidman was on his show.
interview
It was
is
the
the
greatest thing ever because I was so happy to see his hopes and dreams retroactively crushed because Nicole Kidman was on his show and she's like, you might not even remember this, but like 12 years ago, I came over to your apartment and we played video games for a while and then I left. I really wanted to have sex with you, but I wasn't picking up the vibe, so I just left. And he's like, what? He just has a meltdown.
We should even because that interview it's like 10 minutes long, and he literally has a breakdown, a mental. I mean,
He just found out that Nicole Kidman wanted to fuck him 20 years ago. Like, I would kill myself if I found out that I missed a chance to fuck Nicole
He's
Kidman.
like, yeah, you were. And she was making fun of
I
you.
thought you weren't into me.
Yeah, you came over, and I wanted to hang out. We wouldn't play video games and all that stuff, and he's having a mental breakdown. It's beautiful. It's that and his lip sync contest stuff is amazing.
Yeah, it's funny that they started a goddamn show about that too.
Well,
The best
The Rock is on it
contest I ever
consistently.
seen was the Vanilla Ice. It's true.
Milli Vanilli.
No, Vanilla Ice at the Catalina wine mixer. You don't remember
the
that?
wine mixer.
Oh,
Oh my God, that was the best.
I was Google thinking it was back in January that there was news about spinning off more Dexter, but it looks like it never went anywhere, which is good.
It
A lot
might,
of those
because
things
but that
never
show
do
is.
go anywhere.
To be honest with you, I would much rather that show going on further because that ending was atrocious. It was just horrible.
There's only one person I know that knows more about TV news than me, and it's Tim, and he's also my coworker, so you can't out-news me on TV.
One of two things would happen if there was more Dexter. It would either get worse, which would be fascinating just from a scientific standpoint, or it would get better, which would be good.
Well, because he would lose all of the things that tied him down in the original series.
Like good writing, good directing, good characters. We lost all of that.
Well, I mean, like
That stuff just ties you down.
he was dead. He was dead ended.
Yeah.
He was dead ended in the current where he was as a cop down the forensic analyst down there. If they would continue him now, it would just really be more of him as truly as an actual serial killer.
Lumberjack.
Yeah.
I will say halfway through the last season, they're like, man, a hurricane's going to hit in Miami in a few weeks. I'm like, okay, it's going to end with him in the hurricane. And it ended him just driving into the hurricane. I'm like, that was not a surprise.
I believe it did not end with him driving into a hurricane.
That was the best
walking,
part.
walking out of the hospital with his sister, who
He murders a guy in police custody, just kill that guy, and then just walks out. Everybody's like, Bye, Dexter. Good job just murdering a dude.
They said you shouldn't have done that.
Okay.
They said
That was very naughty.
he did apologize as well. So.
Sorry, I just murdered that guy.
That's like that's a Canadian serial killer right there. I'm sorry.
He's Canadian now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's why he got in the habit of apologizing for killing people. Canadians are very polite.
That was so frustrating because how that ended and how Breaking Bad ended like 2 weeks later.
Watching the both of them together for like 2 years in a row was hilarious because Dexter got worse and worse and worse. And
I think Dexter was worse even more. I mean, it was bad because it was bad, but then you'd watch Breaking Bad, then flip over to Dexter, you'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with this show? It's so bad.
And this one is made by just regular cable television. This one is made by a Peep channel.
Showtime should have better stuff.
Exactly.
This last episode that I watched, I was like, if Jesse doesn't die this episode, I'm never watching another episode of Breaking Bad again. And he didn't die, so I'm just not going to ever watch another episode.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I've been waiting for that guy to die for 5 freaking years worth of show.
He was supposed to die in season 1. That was the original.
I know.
I would love to see the outline of what the plot was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like as far as him
him
dying. Yeah, like what the arc was planned.
Well, there was weird subplots like Maria killing a guy in accident.
Yeah.
And those are the kind of weird stuff they talked about. These like subplots that never made.
Oh, I never heard any of that. Was that like in commentary during the show?
There's some interview with the director. Like it was like the 5 subplots in the show that they originally thought were going to be added in.
I heard the whole thing with him getting back the gray matter people, like at the very end, the last couple episodes. That was recommended to Vince Gilligan by like this kid. He was like, his Make-A-Wish Foundation thing was to meet him, and the kid said, you should do this, and he's like, that's amazing, and so he did it, and then he called the kid and he's like, so thanks, that was a great idea, it helped with the last ending of the thing, would you like to know how the show ends? And the kid's like, no, I don't want any spoilers, and then he died.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a great ending.
Seriously? Yep, and he fucking died. The kid died with Hank on a toilet. Yeah, the worst time in human history to die, and I don't think that's an exaggeration.
It is pretty bad time to die.
Jim was so lucky too because he got to watch Hank on a toilet, and then like a week later got to.
Did you tell him that we had to wait a year?
We had to wait a year and a half
feel
almost.
any sympathy for you at all.
Yeah,
you didn't really care.
Fucker.
Oh man, I thought honestly that was gonna end happily for that story. Like the kid who wanted to see like Toy Story 3, or it was one of the Toy Stories, and it was just about to die, and they ended up bringing the movie to them.
Yeah,
hand delivering them.
And then it was up. It was up. It was up.
And then he cured his cancer.
No, the kid died after watching the movie.
Well, at least it was after the movie. That's okay.
But Up has the highest kill count of all Pixar films.
I gotta say the worst of all those like feel-good movies is the one where they made the movie about the guy that had cancer that was this big Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
And he didn't die before he saw episode 1.
That is true.
That is the saddest one out of all of them.
He lived to see Star Wars episode 1.
Hey,
what a shame.
Most people didn't realize those movies are bad till later. There's a lot of like
he got to know before everybody else that it was a terrible movie.
Yeah.
But no, I'm telling you, when people watched Star Wars 1, no one was like, man, that was the worst thing ever. No one really. It was until like 2 and 3 were out, people really started hating 1. It was like one was questionable at the time, and people still liked it, but like, man, that Jar Jar was kind of crappy. And midichlorian's the worst word ever, but they still were like happy about Star Wars. It wasn't until they piled on the crap and broke the rest of it down.
I remember being
by the third one, it was such a freaking shit mountain that it just fell right over on your face.
Yeah, I remember how exuberant I was when I first saw the trailer for episode 1.
Those droids coming over the hill with the dramatic music playing and everything. We were so excited.
Yeah, I was.
Then it was bad.
I still like Duel of Fate. I still like the
good song.
And then the movie that we saw because of that, which was Wing Commander, which is an amazing film.
No.
So bad I can't remember anything about it. I want to do a throwback paint train.
I remember that the makeup for the cat people was terrible.
I remember not remembering a film is the greatest reason to never see it again.
No, what the fuck are the cat people talking about? You've seen multiple films again.
I know it. It's horrible the second time. It is horrible because you're like, God, I think I know what's going to happen. And then it happens. You're like, what the fuck is going on? You're like, this movie is terrible. And you're like, God damn it, I've seen it before.
What are the cat people in Wing Commander called? My brain keeps wanting to call them
Kithkari.
Kithkari. Because I kept wanting to call them Khajiit because I've played so goddamn much Elder Scrolls.
I played enough those games I still knew it was Kithkari or whatever.
Man,
I can never pronounce it well. I can always spell it because I've always,
Well, sure, yeah.
I'm surprised I remember it.
I remember Commander 3 was one of the first live action games where they had Mark Hamill running around and the guys in ridiculous cat suits.
Speaking of Mark Hamill, he was good on The Flash.
Oh my God, Mark Hamill was amazing on The Flash.
I laughed so hard.
I don't know it yet.
Hey,
I haven't seen it yet. It's
he
on my
plays the
DVR.
Joker.
I haven't
It was
watched it
like
yet.
he
plays the Joker.
He plays a trickster.
I'm going to spoil one
sorry.
thing.
Don't.
Well,
do it.
he's amazing,
Don't spoil.
But there's a funny line.
No, don't spoil that line. That's an amazing line.
That line is amazing.
Sorry, don't even say. I know what he's gonna say. Stop.
Okay.
Don't do it.
There's a line that I laughed for I had to. I literally paused the show because I was
Everybody
laughing.
paused the show. At
It
that
was
scene.
anything like the cock knocker joke?
No, it was better than it. It's just the line doesn't need to be there. It's not a plot. It's just a little aside that Mark Hamill's character says when the Flash does something.
Okay,
and
I will watch the Flash. I've been behind on a couple shows.
I thought we were.
no, I did the sanitary thing.
All right. Don't mind
It's
that.
cute.
I don't even have
It's cute how protective you guys.
We're
can
talking
be
about
for me.
different lines. Well, you get all grumpy when you find out that Bruce Willis was a ghost.
I didn't get grumpy.
Bruce Willis is actually a ghost.
Yeah, in real life, not in the show.
Yeah.
Well, his career died, but he's still around.
God, he
I
needs.
heard the new Die Hard was really good.
Bruce Willis hasn't made a good movie since Hudson Hawk.
Oh,
That's a pretty good one.
I unironically
really
like
good
Hudson
one.
Hawk.
Oh man, it's
It's so bad. It's so bad. But I think of Hudson Hawk the way I think of
Buckaroo Banzai,
Buckaroo Banzai or fucking Army of Darkness. It's one of those
Or-
movies that's
Brazil.
First of all,
Brazil is
do
good.
not
Brazil's
say
good.
those in the same vein as Army of Darkness. That movie is elevated above those movies.
but it's the same
No.
when he
No.
at the beginning of the movie when he falls out of the sky, you can see the mattress he lands on. There are zippers on the Deadite costumes. I
Yeah.
mean, the movie is a terrible movie if you don't realize that it's Army of Darkness, so it's a masterpiece.
That's just pillow talk, baby.
Yes, it's a trick to get an
I
axe.
haven't been on since I went to Vegas. I guess I didn't mention I saw the Evil
Dead the musical. Yeah,
which
tell
was
us about
amazing.
Vegas.
That's my review.
You sat in the splatter row too.
I was in the splatter zone and I was covered in blood one time that was done.
We could have
you-
went and
did you
seen it
s-
in Madison a year ago.
Yeah.
Why
I don't know.
Why was there no pictures of you covered in blood?
Because I'm sort of
Out of habit, he destroyed them.
Oh,
Every
yeah.
time he has pictures of him splattered in blood,
my
no
phone
evidence.
auto deletes those.
He
yeah.
tweeted them to the Madison police like normal and then erased them.
Yeah.
His face blurred out. Look what I did.
I've done it again, mommy. and erased it.
Yeah, I did look up where it's playing in the near future and it's nowhere near here.
No, yeah.
Not even within 4-hour drive. Chicago?
Nope.
Really?
No, nowhere near here for a while. I think because it's established in Vegas for right now, they're pretty content with it.
Oh, if they're in Vegas, they're gonna sit and make millions of dollars.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, that's like Elvis landed in Vegas and never left again because it's just a gold.
Elvis lives in Vegas.
Right.
I've seen him. I've seen
And,
tons
or
of them.
Barbara Sinatra, whatever her name is.
Barbara.
You know, she just sits in Vegas and makes millions of dollars a year.
Well, even Britney Spears is there now. Just
Penn and Teller.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
Penn and
Yeah,
Teller.
you land in Vegas, you've landed, and
Yeah.
you are not leaving until
Celine
they
Dion.
kick you
What's
out.
his name? The Russian.
When I
the
was
Russian
in
comedian.
Vegas, I was Yakov
Yeah,
Smirnoff.
Yakov Smirnoff he has a show in Vegas
Wow.
as
Freaking
well.
Carrot Top makes millions
He's
of dollars
still
a
there.
year, probably.
yeah, I almost thought about it. I didn't have time.
When I was in Vegas, I was there a week too soon because the week after I left, so there were posters everywhere saying coming soon, and it was a 2-man show of MC Hammer and Vanilla Ice.
Oh,
and I was like,
yes.
that is the ultimate together at last.
Yeah.
Like, that's
That-
the fucking 90s right there.
I would pay- I would pay good money to
1991.
see that
yeah.
That was 1991 right there.
Yeah.
Boom. I used to watch the Hammerman cartoon show. MC Hammer battling crime with talking shoes. Don't judge me.
I have seen this as well.
Yeah. I
we
still know
saw-
the theme song.
We saw a trailer today for some NWA movie. That looked good. Speaking of,
Niggas with Attitude?
yep.
A movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, actually,
with
it
Ice
didn't-
Cubes. It looked really good.
It didn't.
Yeah.
It
It
didn't
had
look
Ice
bad.
Cubes in it, and it had Dr. Dre.
Am I allowed to say
Easy.
the name of their band?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Unless you're talking about Frank Kaminsky. Then it's okay.
Yeah.
How's our chat? Any new chat wisdom?
Nope.
Good job, guys.
They're talking amongst themselves because we are really boring tonight.
That's fair. We should go to Zappy Grumbles. That's my segue to everything.
Oh wait, there was that guy who randomly messaged us as Zappity Grumble on like Tuesday last week, and he said, "Never mind, ignore this." And I said, "No, I'm not ignoring this."
I messaged him too. It's like, what?
Yeah.
No, there's not really too much chat. I'll have the screen up so you guys can read the chat, so I can not dismiss it all the time.
I can't see it from here.
So I was asking about how his shadows. Pip was watching one of these live.
Hi, Pip. Isn't it like
What
4
about
in the morning
how-
for him?
How was Shadows?
Yeah, Shadows. That was our game. Shadows of Brimstone.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It's always amazing.
We got our asses whipped.
Yeah.
If you can lose at a game and still enjoy it, there's a really positive game.
Which is why it's so much fun to play. We played Battlestar on Saturday.
Yeah, we
and
played
it's always-
Battlestar, and win or lose Battlestar, it is always fun.
I'm playing the game about once every 6 months. I
Well-
need to make it a little bit sooner.
Not always.
Yeah, Keith had a lot of fun with it the one time.
Oh my goodness, that was masterful. If next time I'm a Cylon and I get both cards and I'm playing with Keith, I am tanking that fucking game just to do that to him.
That's
It was magical.
our Cylon player ended up being kind of new, and we told him if you get both Cylon cards, you gotta get one
Yesterday,
away.
John Ecker got the double silent.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much right away. And so he was as obvious as possible about it, and which really made them both have to reveal no matter what.
Right.
Like he could have just, I'm deciding to revealed, picked his action, shuffled his cards over, and we wouldn't have known for sure.
Right.
But he was so obvious that his partner was outed, so they had to reveal.
Well, he's only played the game once before, and he played as a human before, and he knew having both cards was really, really bad because we had told a story.
And he also knew not to go and sit and read the rule book mid game because we'd all know he's a Cylon and bring him.
Right.
But he didn't quite understand how to reveal. He knew he could reveal, but he didn't quite understand the mechanics.
He didn't know when
We
to
did,
reveal.
we did try to explain
It's
it.
an
but
action.
Yeah, it's an action. But you know,
And
it's
I'm
fine.
sure we said it, but
And
there's a lot to learn.
The silent's still almost fun. It was
There's
still
a
close.
reason he keeps getting last in dominant species.
Boom.
That reason is endgame scoring.
End game scoring.
He was up by like 70 points this last game.
I got crushed at Castles to endgame scoring this time.
You did.
I thought I was going to be in second or maybe third, and instead I was last. I was very sad. Because I was last at everything yesterday. It was great.
Well, dominant species, it's very important to have people on the board.
Although
when the
I
game
won
ends.
as the humans. And so
Dominant species, there's like 2 endgame scorings because there's the Ice Age card and then there's an actual endgame scoring. In this last game, I was doing very, very, very badly, and then I cleaned house in both of those, which I did not expect.
Well, you got
would that be like having...
Spoiler: I have no idea what I'm doing for an entire. I have never yet in any game of dominant species have any clue what the fuck I'm doing.
Well, the key is you want a bunch of dudes on the board. You got a bunch of dudes on the board, which is very important. John had like 4 dudes left. We killed most of all of John's.
That's basically my strategy for all games. I have no idea what I'm doing, and then other people claim I'm doing some wonderful strategy. I'm like, fuck if I know,
Right.
And then I always end up losing.
I never know what I'm doing at Raw, and I didn't know what I was doing at that wine game, and I never walked into anything worthwhile. And it's like, oh, I lose.
So we're doing Zappity Grumbles.
Zappity Grumbles.
All right, we'll do the first one here. Zappity Grumble: a year in space or a year on a cruise ship.
Space.
Space.
A year in cruise ship is probably a way more enjoyable experience, but I would do almost literally anything for an hour in space. Like
think
there
it's
is
cool.
nothing like my biggest dream is to be able to go into space.
It
someday.
depends who else is in that spaceship. Because in a cruise ship, there's a lot of people, and if it's a spaceship with like 6 people, I could be really annoyed for that. I might murder them all.
I have a great cruise ship story.
Uh-oh.
So a guy goes on a family cruise, advertised as a family cruise. They didn't fill it. So they decided to combine it with another cruise.
I know what kind of cruise they combined it with.
A gay cruise.
Heck yeah.
So here, and this is a construction worker, so he might be just slightly homophobic.
He's from Indiana. You know?
Something. So here his kid is getting into hot tubs with gay guys, and this guy is freaking out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, at least must be some fabulous parties. At least.
I don't know. I just thought that was hilarious.
My brother went on a cruise with his family, his wife and his 2 kids, and his wife had to like go do something adult and mature. So for 30 seconds, like the first 30 seconds on the boat, Adam was in charge, and so he set the ground rules with the kids, which was as long as you don't go overboard, I don't give a shit what you do for the next 2 weeks. Like go insane, just don't die. We're having a fun vacation. And so once Kelly got back, there was no undoing that. So one of the things that happens, like they were down for dinner, and my nephew Connor comes up and he's eating an ice cream cone, and Kelly's like, Connor, didn't I see you eating an ice cream cone like 10 minutes ago? And he's like, yeah. And she's like, oh my goodness, this is your second ice cream cone? That's enough ice cream cone, okay? Don't get any more ice cream today. And she wanders off, and Connor told it to my brother, and he's like, Dad, this is my 6th. Nice. And they just high five and go on with their life, because Adam doesn't give a shit. They're on a cruise.
Why I would pick a cruise over space.
Yeah.
Like astronaut ice cream or ice cream.
Yeah, but the thing is, though,
I would rather have an hour in space than a week on a cruise ship, but if it has to be a week, I would rather the cruise.
To be fair,
Floating would be so cool.
Wasn't the question
Was
a
it
year?
A year.
That's a long time to be
It's a
stuck
long
in
time.
space.
But I
now, if it's you
guess
and like 6 like porn stars, and they're
Like,
Jeremy,
Ron Jeremy, and
The guy that looks
you're like-
just like me, James Dean.
yeah.
the wrong.
He makes good
about it.
sausages.
Yeah, I bet he does.
The other spaceship.
He's got a big sausage. from what I
Wrong
hear.
ship.
no, I just would really be interested in space, mainly because it'd be really cool to be able to go on to like what they call the vomit comet. I would like to feel that weightlessness.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting.
Man, I have no ambition in my life. I
Nope.
want to lay in the sun and drink.
I don't have to
So
work
much
for it.
more
I don't.
than being shot out into the nowhere.
I don't want to have to earn it. I don't want to be an astronaut or anything. I just
No.
want to, like,
I would
if I had
just
$1
say,
million,
like,
I would say, here's $1 million.
My dream big is literally lay on a beach.
I think space is
pretty awesome.
Space is more dangerous than like Australia. I think that's like the most dangerous.
I think cruise ships are pretty fucking dangerous. Have you
Zero
seen the news
fatalities
of them
in space.
recently?
What?
There's been 0 fatalities
I
in
suppose
space.
it's all been in the atmosphere.
What
Yeah.
about that poor dog?
Yeah, and some of those monkeys.
There's been 0 human fatalities in space. Yeah, they did send those lizards up to have sex last year,
The
and they all
geckos.
died. The geckos, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, now how are they going to
How
sell
did they get
insurance?
funding? That's the kind of where our tax dollars go. Is somebody got funding to have a bunch of geckos fuck in space?
Yeah, you gotta see how that goes.
You know, that's a better use of our tax money than some of the stupid crap.
Zappity.
Yeah, the rumble.
All right. Any of you call Wisconsin in the championship?
No.
Yes.
At the beginning of the championship, everybody at my work was all in agreement. If you ask the question, when does Wisconsin... Well, actually, this was even before I did the bracket. Like, 2-3 weeks before
Final
the bracket.
four, yeah.
When the answer to when does Wisconsin lose was always when they reach Kentucky. That was always my answer. I thought whether it was the Final Four, the championship, the Elite Eight, wherever they hit Kentucky, I expected that to be their loss.
When you watch them play, they are the best Badgers team that they've ever had.
Oh, yeah.
And so, I mean, they deserve to win the championship, but if they wouldn't have reached the Final Four, it would have been a massive disappointment.
That is
Because they got there last year, and they're a better team this year.
Yeah.
I think they'll take her.
Who did we beat in the Elite Eight? I'm blanking on their name.
Alabama.
Alabama? Was it Alabama?
No.
Throwing that out there.
No,
Whoever it was, before that game, they were talking about pregame and everything, and that team had lost at the Elite Eight the previous 3 years in a row, and those 3 years they had lost by a combined total of 7 points. That's got to be the most
rough.
depressing, heartbreaking,
Well,
rough
the-
thing.
The whole thing about, when they hit Kentucky is when they'll lose. They lost to Kentucky by 1 goddamn point last year.
I
1
know.
point.
I know.
Yeah.
But
And-
Kentucky
and
was
the-
fucking
and-
amazing this year.
And this year, the refs gave them that point. They gave them 2, in fact, because the reffing was horrible. So, there's that.
Oh, it's not like somebody got punched in the face and they didn't call
That's
it.
true. That was terrible. And then Kaminsky got charged the one time. They're like, foul on Kaminsky. Like, that was like a clear-cut charge. His feet were planted, and he got ran over. Like, oh, no, that was a foul. Yeah, the officiating was horrible.
Well,
They still won.
we
by
still won
7.
by 7 or 8
Yeah,
or
that,
whatever.
That score, it was a lot closer than the score.
Oh yeah,
It was.
no.
That's one of them situations where they're down by 3 in the last 30 seconds, and they have to follow themselves into a 7-point loss.
Sure,
It
yeah.
wasn't.
Yeah.
Zappity.
Yeah.
I'm
Wisconsin.
I'm excited. I'm upset that Michigan State lost because
Hollywood
they're-
was all excited. I was looking forward to Badgers, Michigan.
well,
Oh, on Facebook?
That would have been a rematch of the Big Ten championship, which would have been awesome.
but no, I watched Larry Wilmore and he's got his whole dare thing going on, and so if Michigan State won it all, he would actually be on the show doing Popeye the Sailor through the whole time, and he has like a spot on impersonation of Popeye. I think if Duke wins it all, he's going to be in spandex for
And
an
what does he
episode.
what does he get when Wisconsin wins?
When Wisconsin wins, he's going to do the nightly show with a K, and he's going to be dressed in a full suit of armor
Win-win.
Yeah.
doing the show.
None of them really make any sense for the teams.
The worst one, which is I'm glad Kentucky lost, is that he was going to be baby birded.
I don't know what that means.
Baby birded is when you eat food and then you spit the food into somebody else.
Why would no?
He was going to be baby birded by somebody else.
No, I'm glad. Good riddance, Kentucky.
Yep.
The good news is I wasn't going to watch anyway.
Nightly Show is pretty good. I liked it. It's
good.
entertaining.
It's fun.
But,
Zappity.
Zappity, Grumble.
Go Badgers.
Yeah, Badgers.
Tim Simpson asks, who had played Splendor?
I played Splendor. It's kind of an economy game. You get a bunch of gems. It's in gems give you more money for the next turn. It's just a bit.
Scepter is Zavador.
Yeah, but it takes a half an hour to play.
Yeah, it's like Separate Zavador, the card game with no artifacts.
Yeah, it's neat. I mean, it's one of those games where you can play. You don't need a lot of space. You can play the con, and you can just play quick.
I've heard nothing but amazing things about it, but nobody I know has yet set it in front of me and said, "Here's a copy of Splendor you can play."
Those types of games that we already regularly play.
Yeah.
King of Tokyo and Tsuro.
Yeah, I would never buy Splendor, but if someone said, "Hey, you want to play Splendor?" I'd be like, "Sure," but I wouldn't go out of my way to play it. But it's neat. I mean, it's not anything that excites
That
me.
was the greatest part about board game day yesterday. Is we got to the end of the day, we had time for one more game, and Brian let me pick the game because I was on like a losing streak, and so I picked Shadows over Brimstone, which he wouldn't play.
I was like, we just played it last night, and I
And
played
then
so much.
Katie picked out a five tribes, which is 4 players, and we have 5 players.
But it's called Five
I
Tribes.
know, that was the problem. And then that damn game.
Oh, then she goes Fortune and Glory.
Fortune and Glory, and so it was getting ridiculous. And finally,
I told Casey to pick.
Casey picks, and she's like, "This one looks really neat." She grabs it and pulls it out, and it's Searle. So 3 minutes later, we were in the same exact dilemma.
And then we play a quick game of Battlestar for 4 hours.
Battlestar is great at 5.
I can,
Yeah,
exactly.
that was fine.
And I can't stand to play Battlestar. I only play it twice a year. And I want to play it about 4 times a year.
And the expansions setup that Brian has is very enjoyable.
New Caprica's the best.
Yeah, I didn't.
New Caprica's the worst thing ever.
we don't mind it. You don't like it. That's fun. But the thing is,
You play a game of Battlestar, and then you fuck around for an hour and a half, not having fun, and then you finish your game of Battlestar.
That one is really hard to win because if there's still a silent around, he just jams the button and blows up all your city ships.
But it's nowhere as bad as you think. But
Yeah.
we use a Pegasus.
Still
We use
Battlestar.
Pegasus. We use a silent ship. We
Yeah.
pick and choose, so it's the most fun. We have fun.
It was fun.
So Zappity on the Splendor.
Yeah,
Yep. Grumble. I don't play Splendor at all.
Zappity.
But I
Searle.
probably should because it probably fits
It's
in
a
my
simple
own thing.
fun look. Yeah, it's.
All right. Robert asks, why did y'all let Brian go to McDonald's for Easter dinner?
Because Culver's was closed and no one invites me over for Easter dinner.
You could have come
We
over to
went,
Easter dinner.
Thanks for
Yeah, we went to the Hy-Vee.
I assumed you were doing something. I don't know.
No,
But you wouldn't want to go to the Hy-Vee.
Well, Hy-Vee's. I mean, I haven't got food poisoning there, but I still eat there.
Really?
What are the odds that you would want to go to Sunday brunch at Samba's this coming Sunday, a week from today?
Thank you so much for inviting me, but I just bought a $500 a month truck, and so I'm not going to spend that much money on the app.
So
I can't do next Sunday either. I'm out of town.
would you?
I
can't
had
spend $40 to eat or whatever.
No,
no,
like
it's 20 on Sundays, which is the whole reason to go on Sundays.
Okay, I'll go. Screw it.
Why
Yeah.
next Sunday?
They can
Next
repo my
Sunday.
truck.
Because
No big deal.
I have this coming Sunday off.
Son of a bitch.
And Jim had not yet gotten
is
to
true.
go. I am. If Jim said no, I was not going, no matter who else wanted to go.
That's so nice of
It
you.
was
Jim, I'll get you
specifically
Sunday.
for
Oh,
Jim.
thank you so much.
Jim, I'll get you Sunday.
No,
you,
I
you
got
helped
it.
me move.
Zappity.
I did help you move.
Yeah.
Grobble. What was the question? Oh, it's McDonald's. Yeah.
Because Culver's is closed.
You
was
know,
the answer.
I got a side rant.
Uh-oh.
McDonald's is actually a pretty good place. You can get 2 chicken sandwiches and a cup of water for $2.11,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and your belly will be full.
McDonald's is definitely some of the thing, like a quarter pounder is like $4 fucking or whatever, and that's
Horrible,
ridiculous. But
yeah.
the dollar menu at McDonald's, and you and I are eye to eye on this
Yeah.
fucker. The dollar menu at McDonald's is really good for what you're putting in
Yes,
there.
it is.
And the breakfast menu.
Speaking of breakfast menu, you
and
hear the
breakfast
news?
is really good.
What?
All
They're making
day,
McCafe.
every day, baby.
Where?
McDonald's.
Nice.
McDonald's announced that they're going to do all McDonald's breakfast. Just fuck it, breakfast menu open.
So McDonald's is a great place.
And he's going to
I had a
McDonald's.
job site.
It might not have started yet, Andy. It's an announcement of going to, not a as of now.
That's really smart because who would ever want a Big Mac compared to one of their breakfast sandwiches?
Yeah.
the
Well, and now
breakfast
you
is
can
so
do the
good
Mick 1030 anytime.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it's not like that Adam Sandler movie where they were late because the kid had to pee and they freaked out.
Or falling down.
Falling down. It was great in Falling Down. My favorite Joel Schumacher film.
The best thing on the McDonald's breakfast thing is the McDonald's Big Breakfast. It's like
Yeah.
it's like
pancakes,
$4.
yeah.
You get pancakes and basically all the makings for an Egg McMuffin. You just have to assemble it yourself.
Yeah, it's an Egg McMuffin meal, unassembled, and then also pancakes.
Or cheaper than the Egg McMuffin.
Yeah.
It is crazy. That's the
Well, the effort of putting the McMuffin together, I
Right.
mean, you have to
That
cut that
costs
biscuit in
some
half,
money
and
and-
yeah.
Takes
We-
an engineering
Yeah.
degree.
We had a McDonald's, like, you could throw a stone and hit it from one of our job sites. And construction sites are the worst thing in the world, and they have porta shitters that never get changed, and no AC and no heat, and it's awful. You live like a caveman. And having that McDonald's there was just like, I don't know, walking into paradise. So, there's nothing wrong with McDonald's.
Yeah, no, I'm so excited that there's breakfast all the time. I've always said if I won the lottery, that would be the store I open, is a McDonald's that has 24/7 breakfast. I don't see how you can go wrong. It's just good.
Honestly, their dollar menu is good. It's good in the breakfast time too, and
I love
everything
their
else on the
fries.
menu is shit.
Their
Yeah,
well,
fries are
think
good
about
'cause they're so
then.
salty.
Think about then. You can have yourself an Egg McMuffin
with fries
fries.
instead of the stupid hash browns.
I was the bacon egg cheese biscuit. That's my go-to.
Oh, that's good too.
I always, yeah.
Really
they're
likes
all good.
the griddle ones with the pancakes as buns.
Oh, yes, the McGriddles. Yep.
I like feeling like a cheap ass, and that's why I love that big breakfast because you get like 1,300 calories for $4.
Which is you want to start the day with. Well, I mean, for you, you're kind
For,
of job.
for me, that
construction.
1,300 calories is one meal.
It's going on now in test markets.
We need to find out
where
the test market.
and who is going to help us make this happen.
How far away do I have to drive?
We need a Kickstarter.
This one says the
for-
San Diego area.
Oh, fuck
Oh,
them.
God damn it.
Like by the time you got there, it would be breakfast time here already. So you
Yeah.
can just
Then I might as well drive back then.
drive around the block until it's breakfast time, and
Why
you'll get
San
the same
Diego?
expense.
That's
I just go
terrible.
through the drive-through continuously. It's like I like
Although
something.
I've been to San Diego, and it is a nice place.
San Diego's
It
amazing.
is pretty. I've been to San Francisco, and I had to stay overnight one time because my plane
Your planes.
my plane got delayed somehow, and I ended up staying overnight in San Francisco, and it was nice. It was weird seeing like soda machines or like all the coin machines being outside,
Oh, yeah.
and they're because they're
Yeah.
not because it's
That's
not
like
rainy
this
and
last
snowy.
episode of Breaking Bad. They showed their laundry room was outside.
Yeah,
It's like, yep, they just don't have weather there.
yeah. It just threw me off.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is this out here? That doesn't make sense. It should be
Yeah.
indoors.
But then, yeah, the only problem with those places is there's just too many people packed into them.
Yeah,
Once you get no weather, then people just pack into it.
I like weather.
Zappity.
Grumble?
Yeah, I'm just cutting you off.
Okay.
That
All
was our McDonald's.
Yeah. Why do men on forums want a damn paladin warcaster?
Because they want one.
Yeah,
I mean, the same reason the troll forums want a pig warcaster, and
yeah.
I mean, scoring one's a Venator.
If you got a neat theme in your army, you want a neat theme.
Because that way
Yeah.
you figure you get a cool cast, you get a warcaster that matches that cool thing. You get it's Steam Forces, shenaniganry, and all sorts of possibilities.
That's like Constance is the precursor caster, and she's kind of neat. I mean, she's not real super competitive, but she's neat.
Yeah.
She's good as a merc.
she's
Yeah.
way better in Mercs than she is in.
Yeah.
Although her
She's-
theme force is fucking
Yeah.
terrifying in Signar.
Her problem is she either wins so big you think she's the best caster ever, or she just cannot win the matchup. She's
Yeah.
got no middle ground.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm intrigued if there's a protect. I obviously have to get it anyway because who's the boss?
they should make him just like Mark 1 Vilmon.
Jesus.
I don't remember Mark 1 Vilmon.
Yeah, I just remember
blocked him from my
well,
memory.
no, the reason why you remember Mark One Villamon is because Villamon also had what's the Harbinger's spell? The spell that she used to have now that's an active ability.
Martyrdom?
Yeah, who used to cast Martyrdom on Villamon. He would just run right through your army going, I'm still alive.
Yeah.
He was a
Yeah.
good guy.
Bastard.
Zavity.
Grumble.
So, if you could have sex with Nicole Kidman now on Jimmy Fallon's show or 20 years ago, but with Jimmy Fallon involved as well, which would you choose
Now?
now?
She has aged well.
She has aged well as well. And, if I'm shagging her, then that's fine for the world.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, people are just going to turn the channel like,
Yeah.
ugh.
Yeah.
Turn the channel.
Yeah, nobody's going to watch
Yeah,
me doing
right.
that.
Hey, look at all of us hairy Wisconsin boys screwing this chick. No, nobody wants to see that. Well, maybe a couple people. But you can find somebody for anything.
Hold on. How involved does Jimmy Fallon have to be? Could he just be
he
knocked
gets
out
to-
in a corner?
No, it's part of a
want him-
three-way is what they're saying.
No. It's now with him present, or back then with him helping.
Well, you would be on a show. I mean, he'd
Well,
be
yeah,
at his
but I
desk
want
and
him.
you'd
He'll be at
like-
the desk watching and
Commentating.
crying.
And it'd be like the musical act, but
Yeah.
there'd just be a bed there.
And I would maintain unbroken eye contact with him the entire time, asserting my dominance. Obviously.
Would you just
So
resort to
easy
hate
question,
fucking?
I guess. That was an easy one.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
No, it's just,
Okay.
it's like in John Wick when he makes eye contact with the kid and then shoots the guy in the head. It would be that, except I'd be having sex with Nicole Kidman. Damn it, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, me too.
Damn it. How have you not fucking seen John
own
Wick
it.
yet?
I own it.
He
We're
owns
watching it
and
after
he's
this.
recommended it on the show.
You haven't seen it either? We're watching it after this. It'll be my fourth
I
time
gotta
this
get-
week.
I gotta get groceries, my friend.
I watched
Yeah.
it with the commentary track yesterday, and it was great.
I need to watch it. I just haven't yet.
Yeah, okay, spoiler, he shoots a guy in the head.
Whoa!
This might be
I thought
Guy
it was gonna be
57.
like a pacifistic type movie.
It is.
I thought it was John Wick. I thought he was about a school teacher that goes down to an inner city college or inner city school, and he changes everything around.
He is a pacifist for the first several minutes of that film.
Minutes. Continuously.
Yeah.
It's got to have better action than Furious 7. Actually, Furious 7 had some really ridiculous action.
Yeah,
It
it's
was-
just anytime they're talking, you're like, what are you saying? But other than that, it was great.
The dialogue was so good.
Ronda Rousey. She should never wear a dress. He looked horrible.
She had like a nude colored dress, and it looked like He-Man in a dress. She's a little butch for that.
That was a good fight though.
Yeah.
It was a good fight, but she was a little butch.
And some
that
of
was
that's
the point.
I don't know why.
Could I have sex with her on Jimmy Fallon's show?
I'd still. Do
She
it.
would maintain unbroken eye contact with Fallon while having sex with me.
both
And
of
then,
you?
and then she'd be shaking a strap on at him. You're next, bitch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You'd be on bottom if you're.
I am fully aware that Ronda Rousey would be penetrating me. I'm not even going to pretend otherwise.
I don't know. I don't know why I was breaking with the moment of the movie a couple of times. Like, if what's her name, Michelle Rodriguez, and Ronda Rousey got into a fight,
Yeah.
Michelle Rodriguez's arm would be broken within 20 seconds.
Well, see,
that's
that's because it wasn't actually her as herself. It was
I
a character she
understand
was
that.
playing.
Yeah.
And then The Rock fighting Jason Statham.
Yeah.
That first punch The Rock hit him with.
Yeah.
Jason Statham would have been a fucking shit stain on the wall. I
Yeah.
mean, come on. The guy is like 330 pounds of meat and rage. You get hit by that once, you are done.
Not in the movies.
Not in the movies. I
And
don't
Jason
know,
Statham is filled with rage as well, so rage trumps.
but not as much meat.
Hey,
The Rock's full of a lot of meat.
Statham did have to result to a grenade to win that fight.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like he actually won that fight in a fist
No,
fight.
I know, but I don't know why that bothered me. But it's
Michelle
just-
Rodriguez talked someone back to life with her voice.
That is
She's
true.
like,
That
stop
did bother me.
CPR. I'm going to use my voice to
Yeah.
save this person's life.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
Meanwhile, I would die if Michelle Rodriguez was talking to me.
Yeah, that's
I
Nate's
hate her
favorite actor.
so much.
remember everything.
I do like her in that one movie where she wears the wife beater and she's like a cop or a soldier. You know that one?
All of them?
Yeah,
That one,
every
all of them,
fucking
everyone
movie
she's
she's
ever
ever
been
done.
She's got her stick.
She didn't act very well in it. She didn't like emote or deliver her lines very well, but she growled at the camera, so for some reason they paid her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she's very, very rich now, Nate.
Yeah, fuck that.
Lupus Ferris is saying, Nathan, you can have Sue Perkins as your fluffer.
Oh.
I don't know who Sue Perkins
Sue
is.
Perkins is a person.
Oh, good job. Thanks a lot.
She's a British comedian. She's very hot. She's one of those lesbians that looks like Justin Bieber. But for some reason, I think Sue Perkins is really cute.
Do you think Justin Bieber is really cute?
As a girl, maybe.
Like he's definitely a tranny candidate, right?
yeah, he definitely would be a successful cross-dresser.
Yeah, like he would pick up guys.
Yes. Oh, he'd He'd be passable.
Yep.
Zappity? Do we have any more left? What's happening here?
We have a couple more. So yeah, just jump back and forth here. What is the worst model or unit you see commonly played?
Worst is in not very powerful.
But people play it
I'm going
commonly.
to go ahead and throw this one out there. Druids of Oberos.
Alaska
For real.
players don't
They
like
are very expensive.
They're 9 points for 7 dudes, and they can be killed by a lot of things.
I think they're great for ADR because you can keep them out of your list and just bring them for those special occasions.
I mean, they're great against cricks, right?
Well, yeah, that's like as a specialist.
As
that's
a
great.
good against ADR. Like if you're going against Gatsby, Druids are actually pretty
But,
damn good.
I mean, I feel like a lot of Druid players Circle players include Druids no matter what.
it is a lot of points.
It's a lot of points. You can get a Stalker for 1 more point.
Yeah.
That's a fairly decent one. One I saw, they're really good, but I see them played even when they shouldn't be just because they're good, are the Choir. Because I've seen people make lists with one goddamn Warjack in it, and they still put in a thing of Choir. And it's like, yeah, the Choir's good, but not when you don't have 2 or 3 or 4 Warjacks. Like, those same points can get you something else.
A Menoth player ever played less than 4 Warjacks?
Yeah.
I'm confused.
I was with him on. He doesn't need a lot of jacks.
Oh, okay.
That's a
It
joke.
was not with him on.
Poor John, he played him on.
I think it was a
against me.
Krios 2 or something. I don't know.
John played him on against me, and I was playing Circle, and I got crushed. But he stayed within like 13 of Chromac. I just bounced on him.
Yeah, that'll do. That'll do, pig.
He's like, I forgot about that. Yeah, I know. I mean, he like just crushed me. I had nothing left.
To be honest with you, my candidate for that is Mage Hunter Strike Force.
Yeah, there you go. Now you're thinking outside the box.
Seriously.
They don't hit stuff.
Oh man, I have
what's
lost
their
so many
rat?
games because of them.
6.
They're
Rat
Rat
6,
6, and they just. I mean, yes, it's cool that they ignore spell effects and that, and yes, they have Jack Hunter, which is kind of cool.
But even with that, I mean, they're
Still
tens, right?
minus 8,
yeah,
minus
minus
8
8
to minus
to 10,
10,
depending what
If
they're
they're
shooting.
minus 8s, they're looking sexy, but they're probably against defense 12, and they can miss defense 12.
Yeah,
Yep.
I've run into so many times where they've just not got it done.
There
I
you
mean, they're
go.
awesome, but
They are awesome with Raven. You would be stupid not to take them with Raven. And
Correct.
they're awesome
Yeah.
with Osian, and you'd probably be stupid not to take them with Osian.
Infiltrators, on the other hand, are fucking amazing.
They're pretty cool.
I won one of my games yesterday because I had one single infiltrator walk up to Bradigus and kill him because they have the mage extra additional die.
And you have like synergy. Oh well, no, yeah, they always have it. That's right. It's not purgation. It's
They have gang, but they have gang.
They
I
have
couldn't get
Gang Witch
another.
Hunter or something.
Yeah, Mage
They're-
Hunter. I think it is.
I think they're actually just the same strength, but I think you see the one get thrown into every list where they don't fit. And the
Yeah,
other one, you
I agree.
don't see them thrown into every list. They don't fit.
Yeah, I think them with Eris is pretty cool. I've been pleased with them. I have not been pleased with my Mage Hunter Strike Force. They've cost me the game 2 games already, just because I've tried doing
I
stuff.
think the Black 13th are awful and people should stop playing them.
You-
We've
enough.
all said
We're
stuff
all-
nobody's going to agree with, but that one is just too far, man.
All right, sorry.
Yeah.
Just trying to help my cricks.
Really, you just shouldn't play them because it's supporting child labor when you have the Black 13th on the table.
You shouldn't play yes. That's all I got.
You don't have a
You
serious
gotta have
one?
a good one.
No. I play cricks, everything's fine. That's played. I mean,
What
there's been-
about the troll things? Oh, that's Keith. Never mind.
Keith hates
No,
them.
The Blood Gorgers.
Blood
Keith
Gorgers.
hates the Blood Gorgers.
Really?
I like it, but
Yeah,
they're not
Keith
they're not
hates
played
the
off.
blood gorgers. He set them down against my ret, and I wiped them out in like the bottom of one or whatever.
But they don't count because they're not commonly played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, every commonly played cricks unit's fine, and there are no commonly played scoring units.
Yeah.
So
The Grix has the opposite problem where their non-commonly played stuff is really good. It's just it's A minuses compared to A pluses. So
Yeah, exactly.
like
Yeah, even the Black Ogren Party Crew.
They're good for
the
their
Black Oven Party
Yeah, they
crew.
party.
party.
6 points.
Just mod them all wearing Andrew WK shirts. Like the party crew.
Yeah, 6 points for 40 health is kind of a deal.
If they
Yeah.
were fearless, I'd play them every game.
Yeah, you should. Why can't Craigs hire the stupid witch doctor guy?
Just so yeah. They're pretty amazing. I mean, they cause terror, but they're
And
not.
and
fearless.
they're 6 points for 40 health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is their leadership then?
not good enough.
No,
Maybe 8 or something. I don't
probably
know.
8. It's,
Heavy infantry without fearless is awful.
yeah.
They're still 6 points for 40.
Yeah, no, they are not bad.
And Drag's a cool ability. And,
Yeah, I'm just saying you would see them all the time if they were fearless in a lot of Cricks lists, but we don't have time for that kind of stuff.
As it is, they're unplayable
Can
trash.
hire boom haulers?
Yeah, Cricks doesn't want to deal with.
I mean,
command
40
checks.
health is a lot, but 4 plus. Is
4
a lot,
plus
too.
tough is amazing.
That's only 14 health, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Blood Gorgers are still single wounds.
Yeah. No, not Blood
Oh,
Gorge.
oh, no,
the ogre.
we're talking about
the
Black,
party
Black-
crew.
the party crew.
Yeah, the
Party. Man, I almost want to do that now. We hear those like little hats.
Yeah,
little
yeah,
spinny noise things.
Oh, that's
I
one
was
of
always
those
gonna do
parties.
the asphalt crew for my Ogren.
Ogre and Asphalt Core.
Yeah.
Zappity.
Grumble. All right, invent the Easter-based dessert. Go.
Cadbury egg.
Done.
I don't think that's inventing.
I don't care.
Okay.
That was my answer.
I don't know. Some kind of fermented thing where you bury it for 3 days?
I got one. Oh man, what is it? Was that fish
Like
called?
kimchi, but as a dessert.
Oh, no.
just random
Ludafisk.
Are you talking about lutefisk?
Yeah, but a cake version of it. So, like, you make a pie, and you, like, bury it for 3 days, and then you eat it.
I was gonna
How
try.
about like an Easter egg hunt for your dessert? That's gonna be some terrible thing.
I couldn't convince Jordan to do Easter things today. I'm like, come on, my Jewish roommate, let's have some Easter party.
I was sad yesterday because I thought of something really funny, and then I Googled it. It already existed. Because I was thinking a cool cosplay would be to get, like, a Wookiee costume and put a menorah and everything on it and be Chewbacca. But Chewbacca already exists.
There's probably porn of it.
There's Chewbacca t-shirts. Yeah.
Zappity.
No, I haven't
Easter.
invented mine. Mine is taking the cream from a Cadbury egg
Yeah.
and then put it in between 2 Peeps, and eat like a Peep Cadbury egg sandwich.
That's just like peep porn at that point.
I would take the cream from it and put it in a Pez dispenser. So you just like pours out of it.
It just leaks out the bottom. Aw.
Can
Zappity.
it be a cock-shaped Pez dispenser?
No, you just squeeze it.
Yeah, squirts out.
Okay, I came up with one. Get a dildo. Hollow it
You
out.
start with the dildo.
Yeah, hollow it out through the tip.
Remember, this is for
Start grilling.
Easter.
Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah.
reminder.
Yep. Squirt the Cadbury filling into the dildo that you've hollowed out, and then squirt it into your mouth by squeezing on the dildo.
No, you can squirt it out for the kids.
There you go. Come get your cream pie, kids.
Here's a flip side. You perform oral sex on a guy.
That's it.
Yeah. I'm just cutting out all your prep work.
Fair enough. I don't think that's going to taste like the Cadbury filling.
You don't know.
I don't
Depends
know.
on what the guy's been eating.
Feed him, yeah, you feed him Cadbury.
He's been eating Peeps for hours. Just eating Peeps and Peeps and Peeps.
Yeah, okay, so that's our new Easter
Tradition.
dessert is fill a male hooker with so much sugar that his cum tastes like sugar and then suck his dick.
You invite him over. Okay, when you do, we're
Happy Easter!
hiring you for 5 hours. For the first 4 hours, just eat all the Peeps we have here. Don't stop, or we're not paying you. And then after that, we're just gonna suck your dick for an hour. There's a new tradition created.
I honestly want to hire a prostitute and explain that and see his reaction.
I bet he'll be like, what's it pay?
We call that the Easter special.
How many Peeps do I have to eat?
I'm cutting down on carbs, man.
We'll give Glenn a call and ask him.
What?
I don't know. I wanted to bring something
Zappity!
involved in this trouble. Sorry, Glenn.
Chicago style pizza or New York style pizza?
Chicago style.
Chicago.
New York.
New York is too thin and
New York is the big thin wedges
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you roll them up like a taco and eat
Yeah.
them. Oh my god,
Yeah,
that is heaven.
Chicago
New
tastes so
York,
much
New
better.
York style 9 times out of 10, but that one time I will crave a Chicago style. But most of the time I want the thin crust.
If I see a Chicago style, that's where they put like tomatoes on top of the.
It's where it's the fucking like 3-inch deep dish.
I will take that and slide it into the garbage.
Ugh.
It's just
Or-
not for me.
The other, and I don't.
I slide the top part, but I do like the crust and cheese bottom part. But I do the same thing. I just eat half of it.
Yeah, I wouldn't even be able to eat half of it.
The flip side is from growing up in Chicago. Somebody pointed this out because when this debate came up before Adepticon, we were talking about getting Chicago-style pizza. Is that there's the alternate extreme that they do in Chicago, where you get stuff. The crust is like it's almost like a saltine cracker. It's so
like
thin and so
Domino's.
crispy. No, like beyond that. Like it's like a goddamn cracker. Like there's no softness left
There's
in the
just
crust.
no middle ground in Chicago.
And then you just cut it into squares, and then you eat that like you eat just fucking half
Like
a pizza
potato
with
chips.
that. Yeah, yeah. It ends up being like chips and whatnot. That's really fucking good.
All right. I still like my.
I prefer Chicago.
I'll eat any
I
pizza,
like the
really.
New York
Pizza's
style
good.
where the wedge is bigger than your head.
Yeah, I like the Domino thin crust style. That's my.
That's almost as crispy as what Nathan's talking
Yeah,
about.
like
the
it's almost
Domino's
like fucking crackers.
Yeah.
Domino's is like the original. So for us old guys that we're all now old, that's like my first memory of delivered pizza is definitely Domino's.
Yeah.
I
So
do
it's like
remember
nostalgia
pizza.
in a,
My dad was too
really
cheap for
thin,
delivered pizzas. It was always the Little Caesars because you could pick it up and
You know-
their shtick used to be you got 2 pizzas for the same price as you got 1 from anywhere else, and that's why their slogan was pizza.
That is still their shtick. They just don't
just-
advertise it as that way.
They let you buy 1. Like it used to literally be option 1 was 2 sausages, option 2 was 2
Yeah.
pepperonis. Like you had to get 2 pizzas.
The
They
deep
are a good
dish
deal, though.
deep dish pizza that
It's
they
like
have there
McDonald's
is
for
really
the
good.
price.
Yes, for the price, Little Caesars is the best place to go for pizza. Like you can spend $23 on a glass nickel pizza, or you can spend $5 on a Little Caesar pizza. They're both the same size.
Or you can
One
spend
of them is-
$20 on enough Little Caesars food to choke a horse.
Right. Like they're both the same size. One of them is $15 more expensive and 20% better. I mean,
Glass nickel does not come with crazy bread though.
Great bit. And Little Caesars are the current rating champions of best commercials ever.
Yeah.
Like for the last decade, Little Caesars has always had amazing commercials.
There are no rules.
I may be a simple country pizza lawyer, but I say bacon on your crust is perfectly legal.
I think we were one of the test markets for that
Yeah?
in Madison because we had that bacon pizza long before
Yeah.
I saw commercials for it.
that one's good. Their pretzel one is terrible.
Someone
Yeah,
was
pretzel was
someone was mocking the bacon crust, and I almost punched him. I don't know who it was.
It's good, but I don't think it's worth $2.
It's not that. I don't think
It's not worth $2, but it is darn good. Their deep dish
For
pizza
them
is
once,
really
but-
good. I like their deep dish pizza a lot.
I like their regular pizza a lot.
Fucking $5 hot and ready,
Yeah.
some crazy bread, 2-liter soda, and it costs you like $7 total? Like, what the fuck, man?
It's a lot better deal than everywhere else.
Oh,
Somebody mentioned we could open up a Kickstarter for a prostitute candy show and call it the Peep Show.
Oh, yes.
Beautiful.
That is amazing.
No, make that T-shirt up for us.
I want you to eat all the peeps, and then we'll just suck your dick for an hour.
Zappity crumble. All right.
Oh, wait, I want to do Jim's question from last week.
All right.
Jim Goff.
Yeah, he's got one on here. He's got the same question. That,
Is it the
about
music
one?
one?
He posted it in the right spot.
And you
no.
got one
Oh, okay,
sent to you
never
that
mind.
we have to do, right?
That's the one.
That was the one, but
Yep.
apparently he's on there
Let's
as
prepare
well.
for Jim's
That
question.
is the next one. When wintering,
When wintering,
when wintering, when winning or losing, what song do you hear in your head if you hear one? Not limited to War Machine and Hordes. Honestly, I sometimes when I win or I do something fantastic, I do hear the Final Fantasy VII fanfare. Sometimes that happens.
Usually, when I beat someone who's being a dick, I always hear "How You Like the Heavy." How do you like me now? That song plays a lot in my head as I beat people who are assholes.
When I watch the Packers beat somebody I really hate, like the Cowboys, I always sing "Na Na Hey Hey Goodbye."
No, yeah.
Yep.
All right,
That's a
Nathan.
good one.
Requiem for soprano, mezzo-soprano, 2 mixed choirs, and orchestra constantly blares at ear-bleedingly loud volumes in my head at all times.
Which one?
That's the stuff that shrieks anytime the monolith's on screen in 2001: A Space Odyssey. I just hear that 24/7.
Womp.
The song that's on default is "I Walk 500 Miles." That's it's on a very low hum in my brain at all times, but it's not screaming. It's just there.
What's
So
the
I'm aware.
live to win something something? What's that one? The montage music from Rocky IV.
Also,
Is that
World
America Fuck
Police.
Yeah,
Also-
slow version.
That's
That is
good
a good
stuff.
one. I do that one every once in a while too.
Slow version of America Fuck Yeah is one of the finest moments in
That-
cinematic history.
You know, that movie has probably the greatest soundtrack of any movie ever.
Everyone has AIDS. AIDS. So Raylene loves Rent. and it's one of her favorites and everything like that. And I was making fun of it because of that. I'm like, everybody has AIDS and everything. She's like, not everybody has AIDS. That's so overblown, blah, blah, blah. So she finally forced me to watch Rent. Everybody has fucking AIDS in that movie. She was like, it's one guy. And then I watched it, and of the 8 main characters, like, literally 7 of them have AIDS.
Oh. Really,
she's like, oh, I forgot those 2 had AIDS. And, oh, yeah, those 2 also have AIDS. And that guy, okay, fine, they all have AIDS. And she's just defeated.
There's great.
But only one of them dies from AIDS.
They had too many peep shows going on.
Yes.
It was all the same prostitute.
That's terrible.
Oh, by the way, our show tonight is not family friendly.
This is the one.
Yeah, this is the one.
We're finally not family friendly.
Yep.
This is 110.
Do we get
Next week's
explicit
111. That's
lyrics,
exciting.
Simple now?
I could make one. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. 70.
Call up Tipper Gore.
Somebody should email her this episode.
AIDS.
Yeah. Hey, can you tell us?
70.
Zappity Grumble.
All right, and the last question here is, how did Jeremy get Katie? She's way out of his league. That's a question that I think Katie sometimes asks.
I gotta say, don't ride Jeremy down. He's a super nice guy.
He's awesome.
Yeah, which is why we're mean to him.
Yeah, because he lets us. We're horrible people.
Yeah.
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 No, it's
And the answer is Katie Seld.
it's the kudzu thing.
I think they're good together.
Yeah.
No,
I think they deserve each other. Jeremy's a super
Yeah,
nice guy.
they deserve each other. That's both
Jer-
a friendly and a mean
Yeah.
thing to say.
Jeremy's a super nice guy.
He is a super loving sidekick to Katie.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he'll work for free for her.
Yeah.
So, I mean, why wouldn't she have him around?
Yeah.
no, we'll have to have them on to answer that.
They'll be on
But-
soon again. They actually will be on a little more, but they this week and next week they have things going on.
Yeah.
And I won't be here next week either.
This George Chung, he messaged me personally on Facebook with a picture he drew of Calissa, and he asked if I had a request for fan art, and I haven't decided if it was just for me or for all of us.
Well, what's the quality of his art?
It's pretty bad, but no.
How about a peep show?
Yeah.
No, look, it's Calissa. She's happy. She's got a bow and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got one.
That's actually really.
That drawing Calissa. Okay, Calissa and Raven are definitely lesbians. We
right.
need the lesbian Calissa Raven fan art. Thank you.
There's a Rule 34 of the Witch Coven of Garlgast that is shockingly well drawn.
Oh,
I don't know what a Rule 34 is. Some
What
crazy
you are
like
just
that.
requesting, yeah.
look it up. Look up
Rule
Rule 34,
34,
and
well-
it'll tell you all about it.
Rule 34 is just if it exists, porn if it exists
Oh,
on the
okay,
internet.
yeah.
And yeah, no, so there's definitely a lesbian threesome scene of the Witch Coven that somebody drew years ago.
If you,
Also, on Focus and Fury, before the forums went away, somebody linked to a DeviantArt place where a guy had drawn a bunch of like super sexualized War Machine characters as women, and there were surprisingly large number of pharaoh. Like a whole lot of pig women with giant breasts and vaginas and everything, and it was just like, okay then.
But meanwhile, that
Good
guy
for you.
He had very good art. I wanted to compliment his art before we got too bad again. That was very nice.
So either request a War Machine thing or have him draw Swedish Muslim Jeremy.
We need to have him back on the podcast.
We do.
But he's very
camera
camera
shy.
shy. But we do have a closet right there, so maybe we could put him in the closet.
Have him shout from the closet. Are you saying he's gay?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we could put him in the closet.
Come
He doesn't
on.
want to be on camera.
Come out of the closet, Tom Cruise.
He's currently other than eating a lot of Peeps right now. No reason.
God, if we didn't have recommendations, I just would have cut this off right now.
the peep show.
Are we going to have recommendations?
Recommendations.
Yeah.
All right, recommend something, Andy.
Wait, are we done with the Zupa
Yes.
Grubbles?
Yep.
All right.
Is it?
Then recommend something.
I can't.
All right. We'll start.
Furious 7. Everyone should watch Furious 7.
You're recommending that? You guys were just saying that the fight scenes were bad and the dialogue was bad.
So?
It's amazing.
It's
fight scenes
amazing.
are
I
not
think
bad.
the fight scenes are amazing.
It's just
Yeah.
not believable that Ronda Rousey didn't kill Michelle Rodriguez in a quarter of a second.
That for me, that hurt it a little bit, and the fact that The Rock hitting Jason Statham even once would just break his body.
And I didn't like when I saw that girl fight Rodriguez. I didn't know. I looked at her. I'm like, okay, she's obviously some sort of UFC fighter, but I don't watch enough UFC to know who she is. So I figured she just looked like a UFC. She looked like
Have you seen her fights at all?
No.
Do you have?
seen them because they're too soon?
Let me ask you a non-sarcastic asked a question. After this, do you have 16 seconds to spare? Because her most recent title fight, I can show you the whole fucking thing in 16 seconds.
She's like the Mike Tyson of women.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Her most common
She
thing of
beats up
doing-
women?
Yes. No, that would be the Jim Brown of women.
Well, Mike Tyson, well, I guess...
I don't know.
Oh my God! That's a Joe Rogan joke where he was talking about he is the undisputed champion of living room.
Of domestic violence or something.
Yeah.
There was, I forget which newspaper it was, but when Ike Turner died, their headline, and you have to warp your brain to be thinking of it as the alternate worst use of the word, as in like a race, but it said Ike Turner beats Tina Turner to death. Was the headline of the newspaper. Ike Turner beats Tina Turner to death.
Yeah. Domestic violence.
Pretty good one.
How did that even make it through the editorial process?
Because it's one of those shitty rags like the New York Post
Oh,
or
okay.
whatever.
They probably
Okay.
did it intentionally to
Yeah.
mislead
Yeah.
people to try to get
Oh,
it to
absolutely.
plot.
Yeah.
No, Ronda Rousey, if any of us got into a fight with her, she's a little chick, and she would break our arm
I can tell
in
looking at
10
her,
or
yeah.
15 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like all of her fights are over within a minute, and
And
all of
I'm
them
not
by armbar.
exaggerating on the broken arm. Your arm would be flopping there. You'd be crying like
Yeah.
a baby, and she'd probably be mounting you.
If
I mean, it was just hard to like for me to.
If we
I've
had a-
seen her destroy people like
Gotcha.
that, and it's just hard to.
Well, as someone who just knew she was, I
like,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, I understand
But
that.
to me, the Fast and the Furious series takes place in an alternate reality where all this
That's
stuff
true.
is normal.
yeah.
I still think.
Does
the
she at
best
least
one-
beat Michelle Rodriguez?
Oh yeah.
Okay, it's
no,
just
no,
not
no,
fast
no.
enough.
No, they end up both going over like a railing, landing on something, and then they just kind of they get over there quick.
It wasn't-
Jason Statham walks in the room with a machine gun and starts shooting at everybody. So
Oh,
it turns
okay.
into
It was a
chaos.
draw.
Yeah,
That was a draw.
I think Ronda Rousey would beat a machine gun. She would find a way to armbar the
She was
bullets.
too far away from it. It was probably the problem.
She would
Yeah.
catch each bullet and armbar because they'd be like the cartoon bullets from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
yeah.
Best Fast and Furious is still Tokyo Drift. Like
I-
watching a redneck ruin cars for 2 hours. is
Fast and
amazing.
Furious has the best naming sequence of any fucking movie series now. Like, it beats Rambo. Because you have Fast and the Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious,
Yeah, that's a
Fast
good
and the
one.
Furious... I'm sorry, excuse me, let me try this again. The Fast and the Furious.
That's right.
Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yep.
The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift.
Yep.
Fast and Furious.
Yep.
So they just start over and
Yep.
drop
Yep.
articles.
Yep.
Then Fast 5,
Yep.
Fast 6...
Furious 6, I think.
No.
No,
Okay,
it's
it's-
Fast 5, Fast 6, Furious 7.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck?
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
I like all of them.
Yeah. Two's the weakest.
2 is actually a legitimately terrible, awful movie. They have car tasers.
Is it worse than Torque?
I don't know if I.
Torque is a Fast and the Furious ripoff with motorcycles.
It's probably better than that.
Okay.
I remember Torque being bad.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, it's
yeah.
really bad.
I've seen Torque. It's
Furious 7, there was nothing wrong with it, but it wasn't the best one. Tokyo Drift and 5 were really good. Fast and Furious was really good. The Fast and the Furious was pretty good.
Yeah.
This one was pretty good. I like watching Nathan's brain break. Oh, it's great.
First Blood, Rambo, First Blood Part 2, Rambo 3, Rambo.
That new Rambo, just named Rambo, is awesome. And
Rocky
the
Balboa.
Rocky, the new Rocky was awesome, like amazing.
Yeah. Rocky-
it was legitimately good.
Rocky's good. Rocky 2 is pretty. Actually, honestly, all Rockies except for 5, but 5 is even halfway decent. Rocky Balboa, that is the topper. That basically you could put Rocky and then put the first one and then put Rocky Balboa next to it. They're
In fairness, Rocky
had-
4 is really stupid.
Which boxer? Which one?
Rocky 4 is really, really
That's
stupid.
amazing.
No.
It's amazing, but it's really, really
It's Russian.
stupid.
It's amazing and stupid.
Pauly's got a pet robot.
Yeah.
And
That movie.
It could be amazing and stupid.
That movie was good for America.
Rocky solves the Cold War.
yeah, exactly. That was a classic
And
80s.
What happened
feel-good
right
flick.
after that? We won.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Rocky won the Cold War.
On the Nightly Show, they had was it Mike Tyson on the Nightly Show?
Yes.
They asked Mike Tyson, I asked him which of the Rockies could he beat. And they like named all the Rockies from each one. Like, could you beat Rocky? They had all these different boxers, and they said, well, can you beat this guy? Can you beat this guy? And it was kind of funny when he went through the Rocky movies, like which ones he could or couldn't beat. He couldn't beat Rocky 4. He's like, I can't beat that Rocky.
Nobody can beat Rocky.
He's like, no, not that one, no.
No, Rocky Balboa is easily probably the best.
That is such a good movie.
It's one of his best films that he's come out recently.
It's not just one of the best films he come out with recently. That is his best movie ever.
The one where he's a cop with New York is pretty good.
Wait. I'm wrong. What's the one where he travels through time to the future and there's murder, death, kills? That was him.
Demolition Man.
It's Demolition Man.
is his best movie. Rocky Balboa is his second.
Demolition Man is a great movie.
I know the one you're talking about where he deafens himself by like smashing his head against the thing. That one was good. Copland or something.
Copland is, yes. I really like Copland.
Have I told my Demolition Man anecdote?
No.
Well, I don't remember
go ahead, tell
offhand.
it.
If you have, it has been enough that we know it offhand.
Here's a piece of trivia. What's the only restaurant that exists in the future in Demolition Man?
Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Our European listeners answered differently. Okay, I'm done then.
No, finish it.
No.
What to the European?
In the European version, Taco Bell's not big in Europe because they don't have the big whole Mexican influence. Basically, yeah, they don't have Mexicans. I mean, it's like England; they have Indian food instead of Mexican food or whatever. So in Europe, it's Pizza Hut. It's Pizza Hut.
Okay.
And so my brother, he was deployed in like Afghanistan or whatever, and he was talking with one of his buddies, and they were talking, and his buddy was like, "No, it's Pizza Hut," and they were fighting, like they were arguing over this. They each were like, "You're a fucking idiot! You're an idiot! It's Pizza Hut." And then it turns out they just have a different version.
It's just regionalized.
Yeah. So you could blow somebody's fucking mind if you got like an English version of the movie and showed it to one of your American friends and just pretend it's always been Pizza Hut. Like if I didn't have told you this, if we just watched Demolition Man and it was Pizza Hut, and you'd be like,
"What the fuck
wasn't
was
it
I
Taco Bell?"
Yeah,
You're like,
I
dude,
would think I was really high when I watched it the first time.
You'd think you were like an alternate dimension, like it's like
that's true.
The Nicole Kidman movie where they kidnap her kids.
I just had a great idea. I'm moving to England and I'm opening up a goddamn Chipotle. If they don't have Mexican food there, I'm going to be fucking rich.
Yeah.
Mexican food is the best food there is.
Chipotle is the best.
Yeah.
Chipotle is the best. I'm sad when people say they like Qdoba. I'm like, aw.
Qdoba used to not be the best, but they give the guac away now.
What?
Yeah, you don't upcharge for guac on your burrito.
I just threw out a fuck ton of guacamole from my fridge because my stepdaughter brought some home that she had bought, so I didn't eat it out of respect because you don't touch somebody else's guacamole. And so then today I go to throw it out, and it's only been like eaten like that much off the top of this giant container. And I'm like, your guacamole expired. She's like, oh, I forgot I bought that. I was drunk. And so I could have eaten all that goddamn guacamole, and she wouldn't have known.
You can eat it now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it expired 3 weeks ago.
Well, that's fine.
So you just scrape the brown top off and get to the good stuff.
So in conclusion, Furious 7 is Andy's recommendation.
I'm gonna recommend Chipotle or Qdoba then.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was just talking about, and I think I summed it up.
Chipotle is much better.
Chipotle used to be much better. I've been going to Qdoba and it's been good. As good as Chipotle, and they give you the fucking guac.
I can walk Chipotle, and I don't eat guac, so for me it's for work.
Okay.
Flip side, I don't think Americans eat enough Indian food.
I don't like Indian food.
I don't like
much.
baby diarrhea.
How
in my
about
mouth.
Indian? Which kind of Indian? The in the forehead Indian or the
or the ones that we gave?
We eat all kinds of feather Indian food because we stole potatoes and corn and all that shit from them.
Potatoes are from Peru, not from.
Potatoes are from the Americas. Yeah.
I mean, they were Native Americans.
Those weren't real Indians down there.
Yeah.
I just insulted somebody.
Sure. South
You're
Americans.
desperately trying to be as racist as possible about Indians.
Well, you know.
The Indian food
I lost
is
a lot of money to
basically like baby diarrhea in a diaper. You like lick it, right?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Except not.
All right.
I mean,
It's basically stir fry. It's like Chinese food except spiced differently. It's rice and then sauce-covered meat.
It's like
Yeah.
spiced
I
to
don't
be
like
spicy,
Indian food.
not
I don't
spiced
either.
for flavor.
It depends on what you get. Like, if you just get, like, Vindaloo, that stuff is spiced to make your mouth burst into
Yeah.
flames. But some of the other stuff is not that hot. Like, not all Indian food's hot.
It can't be as good as freaking Chipotle.
We'll go to the buffet, the Maharaja buffet down there in Odana sometime, and you can try a whole bunch of stuff.
So what's your
All right.
recommendation?
I want to do my anti-recommendation. Do not get the El Diablo burger at Hardee's. It's not very good.
All right.
I forgot Hardee's exists.
It's
You know,
a
the best
burger.
thing about Hardee's is when you drive by it to go somewhere else.
I like Hardee's ham and cheese.
It's a
Have you been there
burger
recently? Yeah.
with jalapenos
yeah.
with some like habanero sauce with some pepper jack cheese and then jalapeno poppers in there. Except for they weren't cream cheese poppers,
They're the
which is
cheddar
the
cheese
old
ones?
They were the cheddar cheese ones.
Who the fuck? That's
I
as
tore
bad
those
as the
things
white
out of
cream
the bag.
in the donuts.
Yes.
Custard, people, custard. Custard and cream cheese, never cheddar, and never that white, fluffy,
Yeah.
fucking terrible.
Yeah.
That's like worse than a Peep Show.
Custard donuts are a must,
Yes.
but not
Like I saw on April Fool's where somebody was filling donuts with mayonnaise, and I was like, I would rather that than the fucking white whipped
Yes. That white cream stuff is horrible.
cream. Damn
And
it.
yeah, so yeah, it's always cheddar cheese in your jalapeno poppers. That's like, what
That's
do we live in
wrong.
communist Russia?
Exactly.
Can
exactly.
we not have some cream cheese, please?
In Mother Russia?
In
Cheddar
Soviet
cheese,
Russia.
your papas.
How does he still have a career?
He does.
Yakov Smirnoff.
He does. He does.
Soviet Russia, no more. Yakov.
He probably talks about like the Russian estate or like the. Anyway, go ahead.
I may or may not have mentioned previously that I goddamn love roguelikes, and they're my favorite type of game, and so I'm recommending a roguelike. Surprise. It's technically pre-release, but it's one of those games that you can just get on Steam, and it's 99% done, but they just... Oh, it's not really done yet. But it's called Darkest Dungeon, and it's kind of like a roguelike meets XCOM, because instead of just being one character that you go through the randomly generated dungeon and then you die and start over, you have a crew of like 4 guys and they go on missions, and then at the end of the missions they go back to town, and like during the missions they can develop injuries. Well, like kind of like a Brimstone kind of thing. It's like Shadows of Brimstone, the PC game.
They talk about that a lot on the one on the Five Fingers forum. They talk about Darkest Dungeon.
Yeah.
Can you post
It's
that on our forums?
It's really a lot like Shadows of Brimstone, the PC, now that I say that out loud. Because it really is, you have your like group of 4 guys and they'll go, and they'll have injuries, like go blind stuff, or they can like develop disabilities, like they can become scared of the dark.
you
Or
run
and shit like
every
that.
time they go to loot something, it might just be a hallucination and it disappears.
Yeah,
Now,
like,
do you do the
damn
dungeon
it.
run or is it automated?
no, you do. You go through and everything. Yeah. So it really is. It's like it's side scrolling. Like it's not like as big like overhead maps and stuff like that. So it's kind of RPG ish, where it's just like numbers are like monster pops up, throw some numbers back and forth, and move on to next. It's not like a whole map scroll thing.
It's not like a Final Fantasy Tactics.
Right. Yeah, exactly. The dungeon things aren't that complex, but it's just cool because it's the party build, and then eventually they all go fucking insane or develop syphilis or die, and then you just start a new party.
Warhammer Quest you can play on the phone, and that's pretty fun. And that is actually map graded out, and you get to walk your dudes down there.
Do you play that on your phone, Andy?
Warhammer Quest?
It's not on Android.
I don't understand.
He's showing a picture of some person I don't recognize with a hat.
Is that just
How do you not recognize who that is?
Oh, because your phone was sideways and I couldn't see.
Is it Hobo Billy?
What the fuck?
That's Keith.
The way I could not recognize how it is that he doesn't look anything like himself.
Yeah, well, I just saw him this weekend.
I saw.
Yeah,
He looks chubby.
because he's got a giant beard now.
Yeah, it must just be poofed out.
I got some.
But, Darkest Dungeon. If you like Shadows of Brimstone, it's Shadows of Brimstone, the PC game.
All right, and I'm recommending a show on Netflix, which actually the band Garfunkel and Oates is a comedy duo.
And they're awesome.
The girl she used to be on Scrubs. She played the banjo on Scrubs. People usually remember
Oh,
that.
yeah.
And I know they've been a band forever. They always had
It's not a banjo. What was it?
Ukulele.
Sorry,
Thank you.
I said that wrong. But they've been on YouTube and the internet for quite a while doing like little comedy skits. But now they have a series on Netflix.
I've seen the blonde one's vagina.
There you go.
Yeah. I've seen her everything.
That makes
Were you
sense.
Patrick Stewart?
I've seen it all.
Was she in the room when you tied up?
Maybe.
All right, but no, they're comedy. It's just a silly comedy show. It's just them. It's basically it's almost like the old Tenacious D. They would do some random shit, and then they'd sing and do some random shit and sing.
Or it's
God,
almost like a
Tenacious
female
D.
version of
So good.
Flight of the Conchords show.
I don't want, but they're not.
It's like
they're
Broad
not
City.
fun.
But
Valid point.
British humor and
New Zealand?
Yeah.
Same
Don't
thing,
they-
I guess.
Don't they have a British accent?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Do they have Mexican food there? See, that's the problem with our people across the pond that speak English is they don't have Mexican food. That's why they're so dry. and
So by
boring.
that logic, Mexico should be the greatest place on Earth.
Wow.
It is. Isn't
It
it?
is.
That's like Disneyland. That's where Disneyland is located, right?
They do have the best soft drinks down there, though.
Yes. Dude, Mexican Coke with a Chipotle burrito.
Yeah.
mean,
There are
yeah,
two different
more
versions
things.
of Mexican Coke, and they're both very sought after.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, the one is Colombian. It just happens to funnel through Mexico.
Andy's plan later in life is to be a Colombian drug lord, and his mansion was going to 24/7 shoot off fireworks while Panama blared.
Oh yeah, no, that's in the plans.
Yeah.
Still.
Which I support as a retirement plan. It's just Panama, just fireworks 24/7.
Yeah, I would actually probably hire Van Halen for that. David Lee Roth would have to play.
If they stop playing, they get to go to Peep Show. Otherwise,
I forgot to mention. Are we done with
No, but
recommendations?
Garfunkel notes are good.
Yes,
I agree. I
very
enjoy. I haven't watched the. I saw on Netflix that they had that show, but I've seen their specials before, and those were always hilarious.
When that chick was on Scrubs, she was lights out.
Yeah.
They're fucking hilarious.
They're really good.
Yeah, the taller one who's blonde normally, she was a brunette though. She was one of the bad guys in Last House on the Left.
Okay.
She was the female one. That's her. Doesn't look like her because she doesn't have the long straight blonde hair. But
Is that the one where they hit pause on the video?
no, that's Funny Games, which is terrible.
Yeah.
And then you like break the tape.
We were so mad.
Funny Games is a terrible movie.
Are you doing anything Tuesday? I know we're kind of talking about going to see a movie. We should go see It Follows because I want to see it. Brian's already seen it.
He's bad at research, so he went without us because he couldn't Google well.
I checked at Madison Theaters and it wasn't playing, and then I looked again and it was playing.
I am very interested in seeing that movie, and it's a horror movie, which is odd.
Jeremy and Kate would probably go. You could get a big crowd to go see it. You should go see it. It Follows.
Yep.
I guess I also recommend that. But I was the one who saw it, so I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
But it's really good.
Is everyone done with their recommendations?
We're done.
All right, one last thing.
Okay.
Daredevil starts this Friday.
I'm sorry.
On Netflix.
On Netflix.
Yeah.
You don't care?
I think you should go back
The
and
reviews-
watch the movie.
No, I'm not
That's
talking
my
about the movie. I'm talking
recommendation.
about the series.
I didn't
All
give
the
much of a
reviews-
shit about Daredevil as a comic book character.
Oh.
Yeah, me either.
Because the big thing is, he's blind, but his superpowers made it so he's almost as good as somebody who isn't blind. So then he's just a dude with a gimmick.
Like Batman.
All the stuff I've heard about, the reviews that I've seen have been...
Batman's superpower is vengeance, Brian. It's vengeance.
But at least he just doesn't have a superpower. It's like having somebody lose a leg, and then their superpower is that they have a magic leg. It's not better than a normal leg. It just undoes the loss
You know
of a
who
leg.
pisses me off with their superpowers? Hawks. They just like fly around in the air looking cool. Like, look at me, I've got a superpower. They're a bunch of show-offs. They
Fucking
are.
hawks.
There's a hawk.
Sort of. We've gone off the rest. I'm going to go watch the Daredevil show this week because it's got amazing reviews, and I like everything Marvel's been doing.
Yes.
All right.
I trust Marvel right now a lot.
One last Zappity Grumble, and it has to be done very quickly here. So, favorite British comedy show? And what favorite British film?
Oh, easy. Easy, IT Crowd. It's the only British comedy show I've ever liked.
IT Crowd is great.
IT Crowd is fucking good. Wrong Man's fucking good. I'll go. It's half the cast of IT Crowd, but I'll go with Garth Marenghi's Dark Place.
I also like The Young Ones.
Yeah, that's
It is a classic one.
classic.
But, we just lost one of them recently. We did? Last
They're
year.
stuck in a closet.
Yes.
We lost Drop Dead Fred.
Yes. Zappity.
Sure, Grumble.
All right, let's call it.
Goodbye, folks.
Yeah, you guys should go see It Follows.
What is it?
It's a horror movie.